Is there anybody listening? Is there anyone that sees what's going on? Read between the lines, criticize the words they're selling. Think for yourself and feel the...
Tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother, mother, can you keep them in the dark for life? Can you hide them from the waiting world? Oh, mother, Father, I'm gonna take your daughter out tonight. Gonna show her my world, Father. I'm not about to see your light, but if you wanna find hell with me, I can show you what is high. Till you're bleeding, I'm not about to see your light. But if you wanna find hell with me, I can show you what is. Mother, tell your children not to hold my hand. Tell your children not to understand. Oh, mother. Oh, do you want to bang heads with me? Do you want to feel everything? Oh, Father, I'm not about to see your light, but if you want to find hell with me, I'm gonna show you what it's like. Till you're bleeding, I'm not about to see your light. But if you wanna find hell with me, I'm gonna show you what it's like. Not about to see your light, but if you wanna find hell with me, I'm gonna show you what it's like. See your bleeding, I'm not about to see your light, but if you wanna find hell with me, I'm gonna show you what it's
Good morning and welcome back to the Trailer Park. This is Hello Monday, because it's a hell of a Monday. How is everybody out there? That was your Happy Mother's Day shout out. Great cover. Danzig, man. You guys know I love me some Danzig. Let's get the chat brought in here. Things are still crazy. Things are even crazier than normal, but we're going to get through it. How is my sound this morning? I've had to do a few adjustments, and I threw a noise gate up to block out the air conditioner, so hopefully you guys can hear me all okay. Let me know if you can't out there. Make sure you grab a cup of coffee and get yourself some Joey's, because this is a long show. I haven't seen y'all in, I don't know, almost a week now, so we've got a lot to talk about. We got a 100-slide deck, because there's a lot of craziness going on in the world, but we're going to talk about all of it. Good morning, chat. How is everybody? Let's see. Did the Rumble actually launch? It didn't want to give me the keys last night. It was weird. Yep, Rumble launched. Hey, Dingo. What's up, Dingo? Dingo's hanging out over there. Chanda, oh, thanks. You like my cover card? Yeah, that is a pretty sexy Firebird, isn't it? Yeah, I always wanted a Firebird. I was a big Pontiac fan. I really was. Good morning. Over to the YouTube. What's up? Kate's in the chat. Hey, Kat. Kate, how's it going? Are you done traveling? You still traveling? Man, you're a go-getter for sure. Rich from Wisconsin's hanging out. Grapentine's here. Kurt Boss made it. Hey, Kurt Boss. What's up? Happy Monday. Oz the Boomer is in the chat. Says sound is good. We'll take his word for it because he is the foremost authority when it comes to audio. Cowboy Kitty, good to see ya. Let's see. Come on, mouse, work. Okay. Vic is hanging out. Cold Fusion Gaming. I got a shout out for Cold Fusion Gaming because I got a brand new phone. Thank you. Happy birthday. The birthday wishes are rolling in. Like I said, I'm going to do a stream next week where I just thank everybody because there's just so many. I got cards going out to people. Thank you guys so much. You guys are rocking my 50th birthday, but I got to tell you, I swear to God, I look in the mirror every day. I look a day closer to 50. Who else is hanging out? I got Grapentine. Shane Piper, what's up? Corky's in the chat along with John Kemper. Good to see ya. But you guys filed in early this morning. Good thing I had a good opener. Let's see. P-Stuff, good to see you, P-Stuff. Desert Mantis, good to see you. Popeye was one of the first in, but not the first because Mastermind Hour made it in first. So good morning, everybody. Let's get through these mundane BS announcement things. Fair use. We are on YouTube. I told you guys on my last show when I played Macklemore I was going to take a hit. I took a hit, and that's fine. They threw an 18 and older click button on that show, which I should have an 18 and older click button on every fucking show. I've turned my content to 18 and older. I don't know what's up. I think YouTube does that so they can make more money. They're like, we'll be the judge if it's 18 or over. I think that's really what's going on. If you want to help me out, there you are. My Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal. All the links are in the description below. We have a link tree. There's still some cool stuff on the link tree. It takes you to some of the old content. I was digging around in our old content last week. Oh my gosh, how far we've come. How far have we come? Together we've come this far. It's amazing. Yeah, if you guys want to donate, help me out. You guys know I am funded and paid for by you. I make no actual commercial ad money, so your help is what keeps me alive in the trailer park. And you can buy me a coffee also. I got a package of Joey's coffee for my birthday delivered last week. Super excited for it. Thank you, Oz and Joey. It's always a great morning when you wake up knowing you got Joey's coffee in the pot, I got to tell you. Let's see. Yeah, I'd give it back if I could, Grapentine. If you know what I mean. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys had great Mother's Day. I hope you appreciated your mother out there. Jack's page. Jack's probably is in the chat right now because Jack's is on the move. But Jax grabbed one of my posts that was talking about how we need to forgive our parents, right? Because, and I had this is all about me, man. I had so much resentment towards my mother till I was in my 30s. Like, you know, you did me wrong. You should have done it this way. Why didn't you give me this? You know, the lack of opportunities, that type of thing. But it was only when I became an adult and I had to heal from my childhood trauma that I realized that my mother had her own childhood trauma and that she was 16 years old when she gave birth to me. And what the hell was I expecting, right? Only when I had my own kids at 18. And now I look back, do I go, oh God, I was so hard on my mother. You know, she did everything that she could. for her age, for, you know, who she was, where she was. She went back to school. She got an education. But as a kid, you don't appreciate that, you know. And so that's what my post was about. But Jax shared it, and holy shit, Jax gets some traffic over on her page. Let me tell you, that post blew up all freaking week. Everybody had to pipe in with their opinion, you know, like, well, if your parents suck, then you're not allowed, you shouldn't have to talk to them, you know. Or like it triggered people, like just their emotional response to that post was crazy. I literally was talking to myself about myself, like, you should have been easier on your mother. So happy Mom's Day to all the moms out there, and to my mother, wherever you are in the ether. She knows how I feel now. So when your family finally gets you the right kind of flowers for Mother's Day, you guys know that's what I got. My kids know. They know Mom's favorite gift. The flower I got from my mom, yeah, I got to say, I have that weird relationship with my adult children. But they're adults. They know, right? It's better than alcohol. I'll tell you what, I grew up in an alcoholic family where grandma and grandpas were alcoholics, aunts and uncles were alcoholics, and holidays were fucking knockdown brawls. It just depended on what kind of whiskey got brought. So to have a family full of stoners, what do? We get stoned, we eat a massive good dinner, and then we sit and we watch Netflix. I will take that anytime over DV and the fucking cops coming. So this generation, they may be weed smokers, but they're doing a hell of a lot better than what we did. That Macklemore song that I closed with on Wednesday, Macklemore's pro-Palestinian song, got 100 million views, 100 million views in 2 days. 2 days. 2 days. That gives me hope. Doesn't that give you guys hope? It gives me hope, man. But on the other hand, Spotify to pay songwriters about 150 million less the next year than a premium dual family plan. I just got a Spotify gifted to me for my birthday. I'm not a big Spotify fan, but can I tell you who the first artist I went and followed on Spotify was? Can anybody guess? I'll take guesses. It starts with the J and it ends with the J. That's right, Jessie Jet. Jessie Jet was my first follow on Spotify, as well as it should be, right? You guys know I'm addicted to some Jessie Jet for sure. Okay, I think we got all of the out of the way. Well, let's just get started on this deck. Hey, Grapentine, what's up? Did I shout you out? I'm sorry if I missed it. Let me know if there's anybody out there who needs a wrench too. You guys know I'm not keeping up with the chat as well since I'm down a monitor. I did hook my old computer up to one of my monitors, and I was going to make that my chat monitor. But then I'm so blind I couldn't see the font on it. But then I let the grandkids, because I had the grandkids all weekend. Did I tell you this? Oh my gosh, that's why I took time off. I got the grandkids on Friday, and I got to go play at the beach with them and get my toes in the sand. It was a good time. It really was. So that was my Mother's Day gift, was getting to spend it with my grandkids. Let's see, what was I doing next? It is Monday. Bear with me, guys. You guys might recognize this card, Trailer Park Pundit. If we burn, you burn with us. Of course, I ran a special, God, almost a year ago with the Hunger Games theme all integrated into it. You guys know, you've seen it on the deck. Some of those are holdovers, but it's very relevant now because the younger generation has really grabbed onto this. And this is kind of like the encampment, the Occupy encampment theme song, right? And then you throw the Met Gala on it in Eurovision. And if you burn, we burn with you. So we're just going to start out with kind of Hollywood fuck you, and then we'll go into the normal news like we normally do, just because there was so much that we didn't get to talk about last week, and I thought, fuck it, we'll cover it. A day late, $1 short. That's how we roll in the trailer park. Anyways, so yeah, Met Gala was last week. We didn't get to make fun of it yet. You know, Oz and I, we were off on Saturday, which is so hard and so weird for us because 4 years, we've only taken a handful of Saturdays off. We kind of feel lost on Saturdays, but, we have fashion, and normally we make fun of the Met Gala over at fashion. And I have a feeling this coming Saturday, some of the Met Gala stuff will probably make it in there, but I had to bring it. So, we're seeing lots of, here, let me move that for a second. I'll bring the big slide in. Here we go. There we go. That's better. Oh, I feel so much better now. Okay, so here we're seeing a lot of recaps of the Met Gala, but they're putting the Hunger Games song in the background. I'll probably take a strike for this. Bring it on, whatever.
Here no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree.
Oh.
Are you coming to the tree that strung up a man?
I actually liked Zendaya. Not anymore.
Strange things that happened here.
Ugh, that's total Hunger Games. Ugh. That is so wrong. So wrong. Oh, that was just one. I have like 3 more to go. But yeah, how gross. You saw Kim Kardashian wearing a corset that like literally would break your ribs. Now, she is, you know, an icon, right? Which makes her a role model. And she, you know, puts out there this unhealthy, unrealistic version of beauty that's unobtainable for the youth of the world right now. And I think it's so irresponsible and wrong of her to do that. You know, she couldn't breathe. She couldn't sit down. There was all the, you know, anyways. Yeah, the rich throwing themselves a party. Okay, we got one more here. Let's see what this one is. Total Hunger Games. Total Hunger Games. The Capitol doesn't like what you have to say. So, of course, there was a lot of protesters out there. I think I did cover that on Wednesday. A bunch got arrested. Good for them. Yeah, put it in these rich assholes' faces. Okay, I got one more here. Let's check this one out.
Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man?
This is a good one because it shows you the contrast. Yeah. Free Gaza. My God, how gross. And okay, so we're going to talk about Block. I think I've got it here. Block 2024. Is that what's coming up next? Oh, no. Let's talk about some of the Camille Cabello. Do you know who this is? She was the little singer who was on X Factor or American Idol with Fifth Harmony. And then she broke free of Fifth Harmony. And of course, she got handed a big record deal. Anyways, her purse, her ice purse from the Met Gala was handcrafted and took 85 hours to make it. It's worth 22.5K. That is insane. It features water from Noveus in Germany and handmade roses with pure line of 18 karat gold adorned with perfectly cut diamonds of 0.5 of carat or half a carat each. How gross. How gross. How gross. Well, Americans are starving in the streets. Palestinians are dying. Yeah. These guys are so out of touch, man. So out of touch. And they're feeling it yesterday and today, right? Because they are getting fucking canceled. And we're going to talk about how you can help pile on and help cancel these guys. Yeah, this is what the dress should have looked like, right? This is the dress she wore. This is the dress it should have looked like. And just how many Gazan civilians are entirely innocent. Wrote by Alan fucking Dushowitz. Yeah, this dropped May 10th, so what, 3 days ago? It dropped on Friday. So basically, he's implying that the children aren't innocent either. No, they're not innocent. They're the sins of the father, right? Is that what Dushowitz is saying? For the love of God, can we do something about that guy? Can we cancel him? Can we get him busted? I mean, come on. Somebody set that guy up so he goes down. Yeah, I wish we had better anonymous groups, you know. Fuck, if the cops can plant shit on us, why can't we plant shit on the rich and get them taken down? Now, I'm just saying, I'm not saying I would do that, but if anybody felt inclined, that would be the way to do it. So disgusting and out of touch. Yes, Midnight Karma, absolutely disgusting. And yeah, why would we listen to anything that Douchewitz has to say? I mean, oh, because he got a massage with his clothes on? Is that what he tried to tell us? So fucking gross. Okay. So these guys are getting canceled, and there's a couple of different ways that they're getting canceled. And being Zendaya's agent, let's hear what this is first.
It'd be pretty crazy to be Zendaya or Ariana Grande's agent right now. You'd be like, hey, good news, bad news. Good news, you're all over the internet. Bad news, you're being juxtaposed against images of Gazan children dying. Your face at the Met Gala is being used as a way to show that the neoliberal order is dying. Mm-hmm. And we are sorry about that, but unfortunately there's nothing we can do. The Hunger Games soundtrack is playing behind you, and everyone knows that essentially capitalism is a lie. And you are the poster child of it. So, you know, no press is bad press, but we recommend you lay low for a while now. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Revolution now.
Fuck yeah, revolution now. Raise your hands if you're sick and tired of this shit. We are sick and tired of this shit. Times they be a-changing, because we can't continue to go on this way, but we know it. Okay, so let's talk about Block Out 2024. So basically, since the Met Gala last week and these out of touch and the Correspondents' Dinner, right? Not just the celebrities in Hollywood, the asshat celebrities in DC too. You need to fucking block them, because at the end of the day, if okay, say I don't block them, I just don't go to their page. Yeah, but it doesn't matter, because of the way these algorithms run. If you click on something that they also like, then you get into their algorithmic lists. And by blocking them, you are causing a ton of discontent for these guys. So check it out. I'm going to let a marketing manager explain it to you. Check this out. And I'm going to give you guys a chance to screenshot this list so you can go and block these guys on Twitter too. Because at the end of the day, it is hurting them and it's hurting the advertisers.
I just got out of an hour-and-a-half long meeting. These celebrity block lists you guys are making, oh my fucking god. They're working. I don't think you understand just how well they're working. And I don't think you get how they work. When I say that you guys can so easily turn this movement into the equivalent of dumping the tea in the river, I'm not exaggerating. Like, this can tank our entire economy. It is not in my best interest to make this video right now as a digital marketing director. But I'm gonna show you guys how to do this even just a little bit better, because you're so fucking close. But there's more you can do even still that'll make this so much worse. We're gonna start with what you already know. When you block an account, their follower account goes down. Also prevents their content from being seen by you. But if you don't follow celebrities at all, you're honestly the one that really holds the power here. And I'm going to show you why. This is the TikTok Business Center. This is where you go to run ads as a marketer. So this is where I decide who to show my ads to. And I've got a couple different options from this dropdown. I've got a custom audience and a lookalike audience. And you guys are fucking both of these up. I'm just going to show you what a custom audience does. We have all of these different ways to tell the algorithm who to show our content to. The main piece you guys are breaking right now is engagement. But what you can also do is mess with website traffic and customer files and lead generation. You guys don't even really know how big of a deal this is. So to give you an idea of how this works, if I go to engagement, what I can say is anybody in the past however many days, up to 180 days, who has done any of these actions on my profile, it's going to add you to a list. And why this matters is because algorithms learn by collectively looking at every single person on these lists. And what they do is they try to find similarities between them. So we're going to use Tom Brady as an example here. If an algorithm got a list off of Tom Brady's fans, they would probably see they're primarily men, primarily in New England, they're primarily within a certain income bracket, and maybe they follow other football players. So imagine how confused the algorithm would be if a bunch of 18 to 35-year-old women all of a sudden go on Tom Brady's profile with the intent of blocking him.
I did.
It's not going to know who to show similar content to. When we are talking about being on the wrong side of TikTok, this is what we mean. We mean that the algorithm has gotten the wrong signals from the wrong audience and is now showing.
Okay, so you guys get the gist of it. She goes on for like 6 minutes and really breaks down how the advertising works. And, YouTube AdSense, that's the one, you can really pinpoint and target via the algorithms who you want your content to go out to, and the advertisers, of course. Oh, this will be a good thing to put in this slot, right? So we are actually hurting these guys. The Rock has lost hundreds of thousands of followers in the last 2 days, as well as he should, because he is the phoniest celebrity out there. I mean, when you find out how much he fucking lies, do you guys know he did 3 this is my first time at In-N-Out Burger TikToks? 3, and he didn't even bother to take the first two down, because you guys are too stupid to know that he's duping you. I mean, this is how these celebrities think, right? And then we have the disastrous Oprah give us your money bullshit, and everybody says he's fucking juiced up. Well, of course he's juiced up. Go look at him when he was 30 years old. He's half the size that he is now, and I'm sorry, I'm coming into my 50s. You don't get bigger and more lean when you turn 50 unless you're taking everything under the sun. Just one celebrity. So here's a list right here. Take a screenshot. These are good. This is a good place to start. Of course, you got all the fucking Kardashians and the Jenners, Taylor Swift, Doja Cat, Elon Musk. That's right. Block Elon Musk. Now, I was like, oh shit, if I block Elon Musk, then how am I going to report to you guys what the hell this asshat's doing? But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, it'll be in my feed no matter what, because everybody shares that crap. So I don't need it directly coming from Elon Musk, right? So blocked. Lizzo, J-Lo, Oprah, The Rock, Tom Brady, Beyonce, Selena Gomez. I like Selena, but come on, Selena. You're not saying anything. You need to be standing up and screaming. There is probably 40,000 children that have been killed. We thought it was bad before. No, it's gotten much worse since they started just, destroying Rafa. We see chunks of children in our news feeds now. Have you all seen the chunks of children? Yeah, it's getting worse, and these guys are silent. Amy Schumer, Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah. See, these celebrities like to walk that I'm not going to make a big, broad statement because I don't want to get canceled by those who pay my bills. They need to step out and make a big, broad statement. We see you. Now is the freaking time. Let's see, Drake. It sounds like Drake's going to get taken out on his own, but Zendaya, TMZ is the worst. The Shade Room. E-News, let's see. Some of these, I don't even know who they are. Paris Hilton, okay. Ariana Grande, JoJo Siwa, she's lost her fucking mind. Whoever's running her marketing, McDonald's, Starbucks, Kellogg's, Skims. You guys know, and it's not just this little list here. Go through your news feed. If you're on X, anytime you see a celebrity, just block their ass. If they are not out there screaming for the children of Palestine, the people of Palestine, block them. Screw up their advertising. Screw up their revenue. That's all we're here to do. So let's see. I'm throwing a couple of wrenches. There you go. Welcome. And now you got a wrench. So yeah, that's the goal. That's the mission. If you guys got time, it literally took me like 20 minutes to do it yesterday. And shit, I sit here scrolling. What did I have better to do in that 20 minutes? And if it's going to mess up the algorithm, I'm all for it. So let's hear how well this is working.
Can you make a video about Blocked 2024? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Sure. I love Blocked 2024. Block all the celebrities. I hate them. Just kidding. I don't hate all celebrities, but in general, if you want to get to that level of fame, you have to sell out to some degree. This is what Cat Williams was talking about in his infamous podcast with Shannon Sharp. Whether you're in the music industry or the filmmaking industry or whatever, if you don't toe the line and do what the big movie studios say, you're not going to have a really successful career. And all of these studios censor things that are political. You're not allowed to be pro-Palestine. You're not allowed to be radical. Michael Parenti talks about this in his book, Make Believe Media. Radical politics are systematically weeded out of the entertainment industry by the big movie studios. Partially because they won't hire anybody who actually has radical politics. So usually you don't get to that position of celebrity status without being a cuck to
Mark
the
Ruffalo,
establishment.
we're looking at
now,
you.
There are exceptions like Boots Riley, who is a hardcore communist and has produced a lot of communist media.
Boots Riley's a
but
good
he's
point.
insanely talented, and there's no doubt that he would be way more famous if he wasn't a communist and if he didn't dedicate his art to political messaging.
Probably true.
So block them all, except for
Block 'em
Boots
all.
Riley. They make money off of your attention, so don't give them your attention. Hopefully the masses are finally starting to understand that we have the power.
The asses. They're not the masses. They're the asses. Okay. One more.
So this video is about Haley Bailey's apology. She talks about how she hasn't mentioned
Okay, so let me explain to you who Haley Bailey is. I forgot that this was on here. Okay, so Haley Bailey is a TikToker, YouTube short. She likes the short platforms. She lives in New York. You can tell she always wanted to be a superstar and famous. I kind of find her to be a little ditzy. And she has taken the road of so many celebrities of, well, I'm not educated enough to have an opinion. So at this fucking point, if you are not educated enough to have a fucking opinion about the genocide of entire peoples, then you are a problem. And let's let this guy finish.
Palestine, Gaza, Israel, anything, because it's a nuanced topic and she's just not educated enough. And so many people are saying that you can't expect everybody to talk on these complex, nuanced, political, historical topics. And people like me, people from TikTok, are saying already that's Israeli propaganda. So you're like choosing a side already without knowing it, because it's not complicated. It's not nuanced at all. And anybody who would be against segregation, for instance, would see apartheid Israel. You can't drive on half the roads there if you're Palestinian. There's not only are there walls between you, but there's cages.
And
because
they
on
shoot
top
at you
of the wall, there's razor wire.
on your way
and
to
there's
school.
the world's most
While you're in the
effective
school.
and advanced surveillance. There's drones, there's cameras, there's crazy robot trucks that spray skunk water, like raw sewage, on Palestinian houses. They go into their houses in the middle of the night and beat them. There's no human rights that Palestinians have. Apartheid is any system that's based on segregation, racial or ethnic segregation. That's what apartheid is. Apartheid South Africa was doing the same thing that Israel is doing today. By the way, even if you're like, yes, Israel has the right to defend itself, you should at least say tisk tisk for killing between 34 and 50,000 Palestinians at this point, because I personally believe that it's above 40,000. But there's 85% of these people have been women and children.
Yep.
So at least you should say, like, well, that's a disproportionate response. Like, there's plenty to condemn. But if at this point, 7 months after this genocide started, you still can't see anything wrong with Israel, you're seeing children literally be starved by the U.S. and Israel. And you have nothing to say because it's too nuanced and complex. Really, that if saying it's nuanced and complex is Israeli propaganda.
Yes.
And you're already using
Yes.
it before you even get into the topic. So that's why we're seeing you and we're saying you've kind of chosen a side.
You've chosen
Celebrities
a side.
and people with a platform do, to some degree, have a humanitarian obligation before.
I agree. And yeah, he goes on for another like 3 or 4 minutes, but he's absolutely correct. They've chosen a side. They're regurgitating Israeli propaganda narrative, right? Oh, it's too complex and I can't put an opinion out there because I'm too stupid. But yeah, it doesn't bother me to see chunks of babies in my newsfeed every day. So call these damn celebrities out. Now is the damn time. Stop giving them our likes, our supports. And even if you don't follow these guys, block them. That's what I did. So it didn't end with just the Met Gala, right? We had Eurovision that happened last week. You guys know that my very first opening song, and I think I played it for you guys from 4 years ago. I played it for you guys last week. Was an actual Eurovision song. I still think I forgot that. I did remember that. So, A Sight for Sore Eyes. When did all this start becoming the norm? Eurovision Song Fest, aka Satan's Playground. Yeah, there was a couple of different things going down at the Eurovision Song Festival. Okay, so yeah, they did a straight up satanic ritual. Like, I'm not even kidding, with the sacred circle and salt and candles and all of that. Yeah, like we always say, these are satanic rituals, but they didn't even bother to hide it at this one. But there was a lot of protest, and of course, the singer from Israel got booed off the stage during her mic check. And and last year's Swedish Eurovision winner said that she wouldn't hand over the trophy to the Israeli contestant if she won. So, of course, Israel did not win, but the protests outside were amazing. Good job. People getting out there and protesting this bullshit. We just got to shut down their parties. Every time they throw themselves a party, let's shut it down. They're not allowed to party while they're doing this. So I brought you a clip. We'll watch a little clip on it.
איך אפשר שלא להתרגש מהרגע הזה? איך אפשר שלא להתרגש מהרגע הזה?
Did they really play that song? Somebody tell me that that's not real, that somebody just put that music in the background. Because if they really played that fucking song, how out of touch and insane. I mean, the contrast on those videos, judging so hard. Yes, absolutely judging so hard. Total hypocrisy, right? The Russian ban is infuriating. Yes, it is, Kurt. It definitely is. I want to shout out the Rokfin and Rumble real fast. I didn't get a chance to shout you guys out. We got Post Void over there hanging out. Hey, Post Void, what's up? Tom Copper and Aram, I got my air running. Thank you so much. And Denver Attaway's hanging out with, who else is over here? Wow. Freethinker 59? Yeah, Fred Edwards, thank you so much. Jim says cancel Drake. Drake caked. Okay. And who else? Tom, Jim, Aram, Freethinker, Snork Y2K, Snorky, I did get your email, and we're going to talk about it. I've got a big section on the deck to talk about the Aurora Borealis conspiracy. Of course, we got to cover that. And Hempcar, good to see you. Franklin, good to see you, Franklin. How's it going? And Fred, let's see, I got Fred Edwards, I got Franklin, I got Freethinker, I got Snorky, Jim. Jim was the first one in the door over on the Rokfin. Who else is hanging out on the Rumble? Mr. Worthless Eaters on the Rumble. The Crazy Puppet's in the house. Good morning, Crazy Puppet. A Dingle Ate Me Baby's hanging out over there too. Okay, good to see you guys. I'm glad they're all up and running. Okay, moving on. Like I said, we got a big show today, so we're just going to keep muscling through it. Okay, so I brought a little contrast. This is a heartbreaking video. I don't know about you guys. Have you been seeing the fucking videos? I mean, we thought that he couldn't get worse 7 months ago, 6 months ago. The things that we were seeing in our X feeds were just gut-wrenching, but they have gotten so much worse, guys. So much worse. I can't even explain it. I won't bring the videos. You know I won't. I've brought a few shocking videos, but these, I can't do it. And I can't, every time I log on to X, that's all I see. Is it just my algorithm, or are you guys seeing chunks of babies everywhere too? Is it just me? I don't know. I feel like I'm cursed with it. Check this out. So these are clothes of children in Palestine laid out. These are killed children. This is genocide. Look at that. Yeah. Kill your egret growths. I agree. I'm thinking there's probably 200,000 dead too. It's far more than what they're saying. Oh, I have to so compartmentalize this, or I just sit here and cry. I mean, every day I sit here and cry in my newsfeed, but it's so hard. Can you imagine being there? So let's see. One of two people will be president of the United States on noon of January 20th, 2025. Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Trump will level Gaza, brutally murder every Palestinian civilian, and then brag about it to his base. Joe Biden wouldn't do that. Let's please be serious, folks. How out of touch is that? How out of touch is that? Trump will level Gaza because Biden hasn't. Trump will brag about it because Biden hasn't. This is the, the mental gymnastics that Democrats do every fucking day. Because you have to be doing mental gymnastics to think that there is such a difference between Trump or Biden. No. They both kiss Israel's ass. They both will do whatever Benji wants, and they will take that AIPAC money. Both of them will. Let's see. As Israel steps up attacks, 300,000 Gazans on the move. I think it's more than that. Many say there is now nowhere to go, and even humanitarian zones recommended by Israel is neither safe nor equipped to handle all of them, the UN says. What did they do? They pushed them into Rafah because they wanted Egypt to take them. And Egypt said, no, 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 no. Well, Israel was like, well, if we put them right on your fucking doorstep, you're going to have no choice but to take them. And maybe Egypt's had it with this shit, and we're going to talk about that. But Israel has gone to war against the entire Palestinian people, says Bernie Sanders. Any objective observer knows Israel has broken international law. It has broken American law. And in my view, Israel should not receive another nickel of U.S. military aid. Well, then why the fuck did you keep voting for it, Bernie? What did you think was going to happen when you voted for the Ukraine money? I've so had it with Bernie playing stupid and then coming out 7 months too fucking late and drawing his line. Fuck all the way off Bernie Sanders, the real revolutionary bullshit artist. He's a bullshit artist. And don't forget that he's begging for your money. So don't give him any fucking money. Don't do that. This one's terrible. Check this out. This was short, but you see the beautiful palm trees and almost a serene little neighborhood. And then you watch it get annihilated within seconds. Oh, that was terrible. I'm going to play it again just because it was so fast. I'm assuming that was a mosque that they blew up is why they put that little picture in there. But just how shocking when you see it, right? I mean, as Americans, I couldn't imagine that kind of bomb going off anywhere close to me, right? I mean, the most we've ever seen in our life is maybe, some fireworks or something. I can't imagine how unearthing it would be to have something like that blown up. Oh, but let's hear what Israel has to say. Okay, so this has been the narrative for like the last 5 days now that the U.S. has had it, and Anthony Blinken spent yesterday out there doing circles, and no, I didn't bring any of them because I'm so sick of that asshole, saying how we've had a stern talk with Israel that this can't continue and that we might have to pull our support if you don't stop blowing up children in Rafah. This is what the official narrative is now. So this is what Benjamin Netanyahu had to say to that, because he don't got no shits to give. He's already got all the weapons that he needs, right? We've loaded him down with weapons, so he can go it alone. They don't need us anymore.
80 years ago, in the Holocaust, the Jewish people were totally defenseless against those who sought our destruction. No nation came to our aid. Today, we again confront enemies bent on our destruction. I say to the leaders of the world, No amount of pressure, no decision by any international forum will stop Israel from defending itself.
You're not
As
defending
the Prime
yourself.
Minister of Israel, the one and only Jewish state, I pledge here today from Jerusalem on this Holocaust Remembrance Day, if Israel is forced to stand alone, Israel will stand alone. But we know we're not alone because countless decent people around the world support our just cause.
Decent people.
And I say to you, we will defeat our genocidal enemies. Never again is now.
Oh my God. He will defeat his genocidal enemies. You are the genocidal idiot and enemy. And yeah, he says he'll go it alone. He's not worried about it. Why? Because we already gave them billions of dollars. We've already paid for their Iron fucking Dome. We've already paid for their robo-dogs and robo-cars. We, the American taxpayers who are going with fucking out, have already paid for all their shit. So yeah, he can go it alone. Not a big fucking deal. But my 82-year-old mother-in-law who's being charged now for her medications has to wait till open enrollment because she owed $14. Fucking die. That's all they care about. I mean, yeah, you can't have anything in America, but let's siphon all of your money over to Israel or Ukraine. Doesn't matter, right? Which I think both are a losing cause at the end of the day. So the UN, did I get that video of the UN getting shot at? They're shooting at, he's not an idiot. He's the original sense of the word because he's in politics. Yes, Catalytic Centaur. Good to see you. I think I got a video. The UN's getting shot at by the IOF right now. And I think I might have added it. Maybe not. Maybe I put it on Wednesday's deck. But here is the UN charter being shredded by Israel. That's how much they support the UN Charter.
You are shredding the UN Charter with your own hands. Yes, that's what you're doing. Shredding the UN Charter.
Theatrics.
Shame on you.
Shame on you. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Like any of us give a shit about the UN, right? The UN, what are they? They are the police force of the, of the global elites. That's what they are, the UN. And besides, the UN hasn't stood for shit since we invaded Iraq and they didn't stand up to us and do any goddamn thing. So they have been a joke forever. Exactly. The UN, they commit genocide and ignore it all the goddamn time. Yeah, go ahead, shred it. You're not bugging any of us. We want to see the UN. We want to see NATO. We want to see all of these Western imperialistic fucking elite groups go down. So yeah, you're not bugging us any. Okay, let's hear what the State Department had to say.
It is also true that a lot of the harm to civilians is because of the way Hamas decided to embed itself
It's
in the
Hamas's
civilian
fault.
population in the first place. That in no way changes the burden on the government of Israel.
But respectfully, Matt, I mean, they're dead because the armed forces of Israel killed them.
Yeah.
Going after Hamas fighters who are hiding behind civilians. That has been
Oh
been
my
true since day one. It
God.
remains true today. Go ahead. In the back.
Just to follow up on his question, your answer makes it sound like it's an okay number for 40,000
That is
people
not
to be killed.
hold on. That is not at all a fair reading of what I said. I made quite
Yes,
clear.
it is.
We have made quite clear for months and months and months that far too many Palestinians have been killed.
We've been
in
saying
this
it for
conflict.
months
And
now.
we have engaged with the government of Israel.
We told them to
bring
stop.
down the level of civilian death.
Bring it down.
Convince them to take additional steps to reduce civilian harm.
Like what?
When we look at the operation in Rafah, it is a landscape like no other, both because of the way people are densely packed into such a small
you mean
area.
like
People from
apartheid?
Gaza City, people from Khan Younis, and unlike with respect to an operation in Gaza City or Khan Younis, there's nowhere for them to evacuate to. And that is a critical difference when it comes to a Rafah operation that didn't exist for previous ones.
So the Israeli army says that it
Maybe
has
they
the
shouldn't have pushed them all into
munitions it
Rafah
needs
then.
for the Rafah operation and for any planned operations. Does that mean, do you think that is their way of saying we will go into Rafah?
I will let them speak for themselves on this question.
Of course. What a chicken shit. What a joke our State Department is. We all know they're just a propaganda mouthpiece of this damn war machine. And we know who the war machine is. At the end of the day, we do. Moving on, because so over their bullshit and lies. Oh, Oz sent me this one yesterday. I can't even believe that Lindsey Graham tries to compare the support that we should be giving to this genocide to when we decided to, level Japan. Check this out. If you haven't seen it, you're in for a real treat.
Historians would say, why is it okay for Reagan to do it and not President Biden? But let me ask you about
why is it okay? Well, can I say this? Why is it okay for America to drop 2 nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
They weren't nukes, you dumbass.
To end their existential threat war. Why was it okay for us to do that? I thought it was okay. To Israel, do whatever you have to do to survive as a Jewish state.
Senator, again, military officials say the technology has changed. But let me ask you about how
these military officials that you're talking about
let me ask you
are
something.
full of crap.
Let me ask you something that I...
Not as full of crap as you are. Oh my God, that was so disgusting, right? So, yeah, it's okay. I mean, we nuked Japan. We didn't nuke Japan, but somebody needs to explain to him the difference between those type of weaponry. Anyways, if he can fuck all the way off, you there, fuck off. And when you get there, fuck off from wherever you're fucking off from and keep fucking off until you get back and then fuck off again. Lindsay, fuck off. You guys know I was filling out cards for Julian Assange yesterday, and we contacted every fucking one of these assholes. I gotta tell you, though, it was a serious control issue for me not to write on the postcard what I really think of them. In my mind, every time I sign one, I'd be like, oh, I really want to say fuck off and die, you murderer. But I didn't. I kept it in the way I was supposed to for Julian's sake, right? Happening now, Israel forces break into an anti-Zionist synagogue in occupied Jerusalem and attack the worshipers. Yeah, because why not? Yeah, because, they care. They care. That's, Christian nationalists, we have to support them. We have to. But this is what they do to anybody that is on the other side. So Israel has come to war against the entire Palestinian people. Oh, Bernie Sanders is on here twice. How did I get Bernie Sanders on here twice? Yeah, Bernie Sanders, F off. I already read that to you. It was on another slide. Apparently I stuck it there twice. I'm not sure what this is, but we'll watch it. It's been a long weekend. Cut me some slack.
I'm a member of Gen Z. I was born too late to know the impact of 9/11, and I was born with an iPhone pretty much in my hand. I grew up on Harry Potter and the Hunger Games and Veggie Tales. I lived the American dream in a perfect suburban country club for my whole life. As an American, I grew up every single day singing the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Never really understanding those words, but knowing that I had to say them with my peers every single morning, ages K through 12. Every day I would come home from learning about the American dream to talk to my grandfather, who was living proof that it was real, worked on a farm in Alabama, and now he has everything. No mortgage, paid for his house in cash, nice cars.
Right?
The American dream is still alive and well, right? I'm gonna go ahead and take a note from the Prince of the Fire Nation real quick. What an amazing lie that was. The people of the world hate us, and we deserve it. It's no wonder that the rest of the world sees America as selfish, pretentious, and greedy. We are. That's all we've ever known. That is what every generation has taught us since the foundation of this country. Build, grow, build, grow. Anything it takes, build, grow. I'm sick of it. But Gen Z knows this. We have been shown. The crimes that America has committed against the world, against its own citizens, have been broadcasted and displayed live for every single eye in the world to see. It is impossible to look away. There are children screaming in the streets right now, begging for their voices to be heard, begging for a ceasefire, begging for their government to listen. Stop using my tax dollars for murder. Nobody listens to us, though. We're just soft kids. Just dumb, soft kids. Sensitive, can't take a joke. Snowflakes, right? Fuel our economy. Spend every hour for the rest of your life behind a desk. Spend every hour for the rest of your life working for a dime you'll never see. That's the American dream. Great as always. But it turns out the greatest nation in the world is nothing more than a propped up cattle farm for future slaves.
That's
Can't feed our
right.
homeless. We're too proud to save our kids from guns in schools. You won't serve your country, you're good for nothing. Our veterans are out in the streets, in the cold, in the rain, in the snow, in the heat. Alone, dying. While their friends lay rotting in the ground in another country's battlefield. What an amazing country. It's unfortunate that the next generation is so weak that they won't be able to keep it. You care too much, you're too sensitive, your generation is too empathetic, you're soft. Do you want to see what happens when you care enough? You want to see some fucking strength? You want to see some guts? You want to see some hands ready to bleed? Fire is catching.
Fire
And
is
if
catching.
we burn, you burn with us.
That's right. I have so much hope because these kids were born with a goddamn iPhone in their hand. They get what took us 40 fucking years to understand, and it gives me hope. It gives me hope. All of my kids are awake. All of my kids understand that their government is fucking using them, that they are a slave to the system, and they want a different way. And yeah, I support these guys. I support their actions they're doing. And when they do stuff like block 2024, you bet I'm going to lend them a hand to fight back, right? This is, what is it? Claudia De La Cruz. She's always over stopping by at Pastas. And I love what she has to say here. So let's hear.
Wow. Shout out to TikTok. It's been so beautiful and so refreshing to see people all morning, all the night last night too, talking about how vapid and how tired we are of this celebrity culture. How actually we don't care about it. And being able to see people from all over the country speak directly, speak sincerely about what's been happening in the world. What are our real values? It's been so refreshing. And so thank you. Thank you. You know, so often we feel like we're alone and like, you know, because we know that the 1% owns the media. And so therefore they promote their values, they promote themselves, they promote their lives onto us. And then they try to tell us that the things that they're promoting, we want and we have been wanting. Right. And we know that actually we don't give a fuck about them. We don't care about what they're wearing. We don't care about what they're tweeting. Yep. We don't care how long it took to make their dress. Nope. How uncomfortable. We just don't care. We actually don't care. And it's been so refreshing to see so many of you sharing in that and doing every single possible thing you can do to keep the focus on what actually matters, which is the slaughter, which is the genocide that's happening in Palestine, which is the situation in Rafah. And no matter what the repression and no matter what the distractions, we are keeping our focus. And that is what is most frustrating to the people in power. And so bless you. Let's keep this up. Let's stay focused. And in any possible way that we can take back our lives and our focus, let's do it. We want to block all the Kardashians. Let's block them. Let's block every single celebrity who has shown their disregard for humanity, for the future of our society. And let's actually support the people who are coming out to the demonstrations, the people who actually care about the world. The, you know, Diane Guerrero, the Sarah Ramirez, the Macklemores, like the people who are actually showing up. Those are the people who deserve our support. And everybody else who is just promoting themselves in a time when so many of our people are struggling, let's just cut them off.
I gotta tell you guys, I've got her on my watch list. As you guys know, I am definitely voting third party. I'm not committed anywhere yet, but that might be where it's going. Epstein's clients are still running the shit show. Yeah, we know. That's why they wouldn't give us the list, right? Because it's all of them that are on it. Okay, this is an amazing Glenn Greenwald clip. This is Counterpoints or, you know, full of crap, whatever. Emily. Let's watch Glenn Greenwald burn him to the ground like he always does. Oh, double me.
So, Glenn, what is your where's the line
for
you as to what's protected speech, what's protected civil disobedience, or not protected civil disobedience, but what's sort of tolerable civil disobedience? How do you kind of categorize different things we've seen at these encampments?
Yeah, I think it absolutely depends on the impact. Obviously, if you have people using violence, and there have been so many hate crimes hoaxes about trying to create this narrative that American Jews are this new endangered and victimized group. They can't even walk outside without being violently attacked. The one example that spread all over the media and that was promoted by Barry Weiss's Free Press ended up being a complete hoax. This Jewish student who has been a longtime pro-Israel activist who claimed that she was stabbed in the eye with a Palestinian flag.
Oh, yeah.
And when you
I
watch
brought
the
you guys
video,
that.
she was
Brushed
standing
by
near
her
the
eye.
protesters. They were just marching by her, waving flags. One of the flags just brushed up against her. She went on TV. There was nothing wrong with her eye. She said the only symptom she had was a little bit of a headache. And yet Mike Johnson goes to the Holocaust Museum yesterday and claims that Jewish students, plural, are now having attacks on them violently by being stabbed in the eye with Palestinian flags. It's like a Jussie Smollett level of hate crimes hoax, but writ large to justify these aggressive crackdowns. We just had 2 weeks ago, the House of Representatives that passed a law that wildly expanded the definition of anti-Semitism for anti-discrimination law, and it includes a wide range of views that obviously are constitutionally protected, such as saying that you think Israeli crimes and war are similar to what the Nazis did, to suggest that certain people, evangelicals or American Jews, who are inculcated from birth with worshiping Israel and being devoted to it, have a greater allegiance to Israel if it's in conflict with the United States, to even criticizing Israel in a way that is supposedly a double standard, meaning you criticize Israel more harshly than you do. These are now rendered illegal under anti-discrimination law. It's such a full frontal assault on basic free speech rights, in addition to all the other examples that I cited. And I think the most important thing here when we're talking about standards is, I think human beings need to be humble. We are not consistency machines. Of course, we're going to be more inclined to support crackdowns on and censorship of the views that we most hate. And again, Ilya, who is a free speech champion in a lot of contexts, is somebody who is a fanatical devotee to Israel. He really believes that Israel has to be protected and defended. And I think he should be more humble about asking himself whether or not he's applying standards inconsistently, because the people whose silencing he's supporting happen to be people whose views he most hates. I don't think there's another cause that offends him more than this one, namely criticizing Israel or calling for the end of Zionism. And just to point out one example that I mean, I referenced earlier a study, not social media anecdotes, but a study that said 99% of campus encampments and protests have been entirely nonviolent. One of the examples of violence behind the UCLA one was a video that surfaced yesterday where a former IDF soldier and a professor at the University of Arizona physically menaced Muslim women by using a posture of wanting to fight, getting an inch away from them, having that body posture like you're ready to hit them. The
like
Muslim women
Shmuley.
were covering their
Shmuley
faces.
does that
very
shit,
difficult
doesn't
to
he?
watch. That was one of the gravest acts of
Shmuley
actual
does
physical
that.
intimidation and force that I've seen in any of these incidents. Ilya went onto Twitter and said the following, quote, "A postdoctoral researcher at Arizona State lost his temper after being provoked at a pro-Israel rally over the weekend." So blaming these Muslim women who were physically threatened and menaced, he said, it wasn't a good look, but hardly a capital offense, with some similarities to my poorly phrased tweet. And then it went on to defend the idea that this professor, Jonathan Udelman, who was really the one who used physical menacing, should not even lose his job. Now, if the situation were reversed and these were Muslim men physically menacing Jewish women in this way, I strongly believe that Ilya and many other people would be calling that a terrorist act and demanding their imprisonment and deportation. And so I think I don't think it's a matter of corruption. I just think there are a lot of people who are indoctrinated from birth and bombarded with propaganda. I know this because I was one of them. I grew up in American Jewish culture.
Me too.
Who are taught to defend and have loyalty to an affection for Israel above almost any other cause. Yep. And the idea that someone's going to be so certain that the reason they generally support free speech, and yet in this case aren't bothered by that congressional law, aren't bothered by DeSantis' shutting down of pro-Palestinian groups on the really noxious theory that now material support of terrorism doesn't mean raising funds for terrorist groups or arming them, but it just means speech that supposedly advances their anti-Israel cause, a grave violation of the First Amendment. The reason why there's this obvious shifting of standards, even of sentiment, is because the people on the right largely revere Israel and have as one of their central causes defending Israel from criticism. And that's why they're so offended by this protest movement.
100%. Glenn, he nails it. Absolutely right. If the roles were reversed, you know what they'd be saying. Terrorists, you know. We see this constantly. We've seen that. I mean, we've seen this for years and years and years, right? And it's actually surprising to me how, you know, this has been an issue for many fucking years, and a lot of us have been screaming about it, including myself. But it's only been in the last 7 months that we really see people aware of what's going on. And yeah, there is this fucking rhetoric out there. You must protect Israel at all costs. But I think people are waking up, you know, especially those of us that were raised in this religious dogma that, yeah, it's not, we've been sold a false Israel. This is a false Israel that we've been sold. Even if you're still religious and you still want to believe in the text, just think of what if this is the false prophet, the false Israel that you're supporting. It makes you question. So at the end of the day, good point, Glenn. Absolutely. Did you guys see Eric Clapton? Give him a freaking hand. I mean, you guys know I don't do a lot of celebrity worship, but when they do support what they need to support, I'll call them out. And that includes Eric Clapton. Like his guitar. That's a good guitar. Israel-Hamas war, day 219. Egypt to back South Africa's ICJ case against Israel. Rockets fired at Israel south from Gaza. Ooh, so you know what's really happening here is Egypt's fucking had it. Egypt's like, look, we tried to not piss you guys off. We tried to do what was in our, but now they're just like, fuck it. We can't, we got to go. And I'm so glad to see it, Egypt. Good for you. I mean, I'm glad that they're supporting South Africa's ICJ case. But at the end of the day, the ICJ, it doesn't accomplish anything. It won't. It will not. So we've seen protesters across the country, the United States, taking bridges, right? We've seen a couple of bridges in the on the West Coast taken. Well, this is Manhattan Bridge. And there was about, I don't know, maybe 300 protesters max that kind of consolidated in the middle of the bridge the other day. Maybe this was yesterday or the day before. And of course, the police did what the police do. And they came in and pepper sprayed the fuck out of them. But they accidentally pepper sprayed themselves. So this is so worth a watch. It's always a good day when you see a piggy take some pepper spray in the face.
Get the car.
Never be downwind when you're going to pepper spray somebody, dummy. And yeah, the pictures on this were hilarious. Every cop is a class traitor, 100%. You are a class traitor. Those are your children and grandchildren out there that you're beating down and pepper spraying. So karma's a bitch when it comes, right? Glad to see it. So bad cop, no donut. Did you guys see this? The Miami police. Fucking, they are upgrading. Now, I have been complaining about this at least since 2016. You know, all of our tax dollars going to fund these insane military vehicles that the cops are rolling out. But now they're not just military, they're name brand. Check this out. Oh, come on. Wrong button. Is that an Escalade? What? Oh, it's a Rolls Royce. Oh, fuck. Oh, Miami, look at you. You're so cool. Even your cops roll Rolls Royces. Your tax dollars hard at work for you. I wonder if they fight over who gets to patrol in that one. Absolutely gross. Disgusting. Florida, you got a lot of problems, and I think this is one of them. So gross. Oh, the Hills. The Hills has been out saying all kinds of crazy shit and giving us a history lesson if you hadn't heard. I want to say this was from over the weekend. Let's hear from Hills.
Very much at all about the history of the Middle East, or frankly about history.
Pokemon, go fuck yourself. These young people at college, you couldn't even win the fucking electoral college. Hey, Hillary, remember when you lost Michigan? Why don't you tell people how to win elections when you lost Michigan? Young people don't know the context. No, they know a different context than the one you personally learned from fucking Henry Kissinger, Hillary. Oh, you don't think they know about history? Why don't you tell them who voted for No Child Left Behind and defunded fucking history classes all across this fucking nation through public schools? Here's some added context for you, Hillary.
No
You know these university and college protesters you like to talk down on so much? Guess how old they were on the worst night of your life in 2016. I want you to guess. How old were they the night that you lost the presidency to a fucking WWE Hall of Famer? How old were they? Yeah, they were between 10 and 14 years old. Now they're between 18 and 22. Or as BBL Billy and Drake like to say, too old. People in their 20s are part of the most international generation of people to ever fucking exist in the history of humankind. They have seen more of the world without ever buying a plane ticket or a passport. And not just the world that you grew up seeing, Hillary. Not just the one that was curated through directors and producers and movie studios and television channels. No, they have gone through a series of feeds across every single app that they have that has slowly fed them the same truth that we've all come to, which is no matter where we live on this earth, we're a fucking human being with basic needs, rights, and dignity. And what are they seeing right now as they scroll through their feeds? They're seeing people have their rights, dignity, and lives taken away from them. I don't ever want to hear from you again.
None of us do.
Go be a grandma. You have grandkids. Bake fucking cookies or some shit.
Or sacrifice them to Moloch, whatever works best for you. It's time to think about war as a business opportunity. Yes, Hillary Clinton said that. Infamous words. Maybe we should start a new segment called, I don't know, Hillary Says. Nah, that's too easy. It's got to be something. You guys tell me what you think it should be. Because she's said some terrible shit over the years. Maybe we should start profiling it. And, Turncoat Dawn, killing it with this one, because kids are too stupid to know what's going on in history. So, great reface on this one, Turncoat. I got to keep hitting the wrong button. And then I hit the wrong button again. Go back. Come on, play.
I have had many conversations, as you have had, with a lot of young people over the last many months now. And you're right, they don't know very much at all about the history of the Middle East, or frankly about history in many areas of the world, including in our own country. But with respect to the Middle East, they don't know that under the bringing together of the Israelis and the Palestinians by my husband, the then Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, the then head of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, then the Palestinian Authority, Yasser Arafat. An offer was made to the Palestinians for a state on 96% of the existing territory occupied by the Palestinians, with 4% of Israel to be given to reach 100% of the amount of territory that was hoped for. And this offer was made, and if Yasser Arafat had accepted it, there would have been a Palestinian state now for about 24 years.
Oh, it's so gross. It's so
We
gross.
need to take these people on. They are often connected to big drug cartels. They are not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel. And the president has asked the FBI to launch a very concerted effort against gangs everywhere.
I'll bet you the super predator, the children are super predators. Ugh, so evil. Ugh, so evil. turncoat. You're warping my mind. I didn't need that, man. That's scary. That's going to stay in my brain for a while. Hillary Clinton's taken over $4 million from AIPAC. Of course she has. And her little dog, too. And we know who her little dog is, right? Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Come on. We know who her little dog is. And let's see, from the DNC. Now, this is just a reminder, in case you're thinking about voting for the Democrats, which I know nobody in this chat is, but if one of you rank and file Dems just happens to be watching, you need to take this into point. From a DNC attorney Bruce Briva says, 1, there is no such thing as a Democrat. The DNC just encourages people to vote for the Democratic Party. 2, no one has any right to expectation of a fair election. If the DNC wishes to select a candidate in its primaries instead of a free election process, that is their right. 3, donating money to Bernie Sanders didn't mean that you thought the money was going to assist him to win the primary. You have no right to think the DNC was obligated to follow their own charter and internal policies about elections. And 4, discussion of and any dispute with the DNC do not belong in a transparent process in a court of law. The DNC is a private association which should never be asked to engage in a public disclosure process or have to reveal any of its strategies should they decide to select, I can't read it, other than allow a fair election of a candidate. Yeah, we know that they, and thank you to the DNC lawsuit, right? They came out and said, hey, we can pick a candidate in a smoke-filled back room. You know, that's our prerogative. We're a charter. We don't have to tell you guys anything. And all that money that you gave Bernie Sanders, we can keep. Yes, they did. They kept most of that money from 2016 and 2020. And Bernie funneled it right back in and gave them his email list. Remember, he had an email list with 800 million fucking followers? Well, it's now the DNC's. Come on, man. I'm sorry. You made me angry. Let's unite. Leftists and America. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day. But Joe Biden won't level Gaza. Isn't that what we just saw earlier in the deck? Yeah. So, Apex Super PAC sent to run TV ads blasting Thomas Massey's Israel record. The UDP says it's not playing Massey's primary race, but we're going to make sure every voter in the state of Kentucky knows how bad Tom Massey is on Israel. Go ahead and do that. I think it'll probably backfire on your ass. You know, when I saw this come out, it was like, ah, shit. Should we protect them? We can't protect them. That's the whole fucking thing. We don't have a say either goddamn way. If AIPAC wants to buy Massey's seat, they will and they can. That's the fucking point. So Massey, you know, he's done some good things. Of course, he's very outspoken on Assange, so thank him for that and a few other things. But at the end of the day, he's just a talking bobblehead, and that's what we call them, the talking bobbleheads. So, yeah, will he get ousted for this? Probably. That's how AIPAC money works at the end of the day. Can we protect him? We can try. I mean, you can get out there and campaign for him. You can give him money, but at the end of the day, does it just go back into the DNC? Probably, right? Probably. This is why we have to stop supporting Democrats. Thomas Massey, you want to stay there and defend the people? Get the fuck away from the Democrats. It's that easy, right? Let's see. DOJ recommends 40 years for Pelosi's attacker. Oh gosh, yes, you remember this. The Hammerman. He's getting sentenced, and I brought the article. We will read it here in a second. Let me finish the headline. So, David DePepe was found guilty of attempted kidnapping of U.S. officials and assault on a family member of a U.S. official last November. So, in Friday's filing, the DOJ made the argument that defendant David DePepe sentence should include an enhancement for an intent to promote a federal crime of terrorism. Courtroom artist Vicky Benringer frickin' made. Okay, so let's check out this article real fast. Let's see, I had it pulled up. Politico. So this is Politico. Politico says, let's see, I gotta take me out so I can see. Okay, so federal prosecutors have recommended a 40-year sentence for the man who was convicted of attempting to kidnap the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and brutally attacking her husband, Paul, in October of 2022 during a break-in in their family home. David DePepe was found guilty in federal court of attempted kidnapping of a U.S. official, assault on a family member of a U.S. official last November. Both counts require intent based on the Speaker Pelosi's government duties. DePepe still faces 5 state charges: attempted murder, burglary, assault with a deadly weapon, and elder abuse. And if convicted, he could face up to life in prison. In the Friday filing, the DOJ made the argument that in addition to the U.S. Probation Office recommendation of a 25-year, DePepe sentencing should include an enhancement for an intent to promote a federal crime of terrorism. The DOJ argued that the attempted kidnapping was clearly intended to promote a federal crime of terrorism. This is attempting to kidnap a member of Congress to influence or affect the conduct of a government by intimidating or coercing or retaliating against government conduct. They also cite DePepe's own post-arrest statement. He intended to kidnap Speaker Pelosi because she was the leader of the pack and because all of the lies coming out of Washington. DePepe, a Canadian citizen who was living in San Francisco Bay Area at the time of the attack, has admitted to striking Paul Pelosi in the head with a hammer after breaking into the Pelosi home in San Francisco. According to him, he planned to detain and interrogate Nancy Pelosi to expose the truth on a range of supposed government plots. The DOJ noted that DePepe, who said he planned to capture other political targets through kidnapping the former speaker, was basically ruined, has failed to accept responsibility for his crimes. Paul Pelosi is facing a long recovery after undergoing surgery to repair a skull fracture and serious injuries to his arm and hand. So, compounding the last effects of the physical injuries, Pelosi testified in November that the emotional trauma of the attack has haunted him and his family. I just have tried to put it out of my mind, he testified, saying that he and his family have avoided discussing the incident at all. I'm not trying to go back there. I'm just trying. I made the best effort I possibly can now to relive this, not to relive this. So Paul Pelosi doesn't want to relive it. Yeah. And in the latest filings, the DOJ noted that DePepe's sentencing holds deterrent value, both in the defendant's case and also for the general public at the time which extremism has led to an attack on public and elected officials. So they're going to make an example out of him, right? Are you guys buying this? I'm still not buying this damn story. At the end of the day, I think there's so much more to this story that we didn't get told. And why has no journalist even interviewed this guy? Why? I mean, we got that one crazy pants statement out of him. A year ago, where he said that stupid shit about, oh, my plans are foiled. I was going to get more, but I'm sorry. I think there's more to this. And that's exactly why Paul Pelosi doesn't want to relive it, right? At the end of the day. But they're going to make an example out of him so that way they can deter others from wanting to retaliate against elected officials, I guess. So there you are, your DOJ at work, doing what they do best. Trump has had a great weekend. Did you guys see this? Trump. Go down. Let's see. 80,000 patriots are rocking out at a President Trump rally in Wildwood, New Jersey. The Grateful Dead are jealous. The Grateful Dead probably aren't jealous, so.
If I get elected president, I will bring it back bigger and better and stronger than ever before.
Bigger, better, stronger. We already know Trump's going to win, guys.
Dream.
See Sepia red. Oh my gosh, we know he's going to win. We do. But wait, there's more. Look at how they left the place. So this is what Trump rally pigs leave behind. You pay for this cleanup? Yeah, no, I don't know who's paying for that cleanup, but do you expect anything less? I don't. I love this meme. It's Johnny Depp, of course, when he's testifying against Amber Heard, and he says, and that's when I noticed she had left a huge pile of shit in the bed. And it's Donald Trump. Come on. Come on. That one's funny. Made me laugh. I guess she had to be there, right? Oh, Stormy Daniels. Of course, they've had Stormy Daniels testifying against Trump, you know, the whole pay for payoff thing, which we already knew about, which has already been tried. I don't even know why we're still doing this other than the Democrats were grasping onto straws. And even the Democrats' own ass licker, Bill Maher, has to admit that Stormy already admitted years ago that she wasn't essayed, right? Okay, let's hear from Billy.
And first I asked her why she had sex with Trump. Listen to that, and then listen to what she says after that, and then we're going to talk about the trial, because it's quite at variance of what she said to me in 2018. Why did you Donald Trump?
I have no idea.
Okay, but you say it's not a Me Too case.
It is not a Me Too case. I mean, I wasn't assaulted. I wasn't attacked or raped or coerced or blackmailed. They tried to shove me in the Me Too box to further their own agenda. And first of all, I didn't want any part of that because it's not the truth, and I'm not a victim in that regard.
That's not what she's saying now. She's talking about he was bigger and blocking the way. It's all the Me Too buzzwords. She said there was a power imbalance of power, for sure. My hands were shaking so hard. She said she blacked out.
Oh, she blacked out. She was probably
Blacked
drunk,
out?
would be my guess.
She's a porn star. I don't think
that doesn't mean she's been subjected to the likes of Donald Trump.
Oh my God! But it's Donald Trump, so he had to have ordered her.
I might black out too.
Oh God! Do you really think she blacked out? I mean, a porn star is used to having sex with people she does not know. That's the job. It's kind of like Stormy Bob Stormy.
So there you are. Stormy Daniels has changed her story officially on the stand this week against Donald Trump. And let's see. Stormy Daniels releases a sketch of the man that convinced her to tell her story. Yeah, that is the man who told you to convince your story. I think there was probably thousands of that same guy telling you to tell your story. Definitely. This is just more bullshit of the Democrats going after Trump and weaponizing our Department of Justice, weaponizing our judicial system. And Catalytic Centaur says Trump's more exciting than a death rattle, but still likely a lesser of two weevils. Yeah, he is, right? I mean, we know he's going to level Gaza, but at least he's going to be like in your face about it, you know, like, yeah, we're going to go steal all their freaking resources. They got all that oil. We got to steal it. I mean, at least he tells you the truth about it at the end of the day. Did you guys see Tara Reid sat down with Tucker Carlson this week? And I didn't bring the clips. I know Sabby did a great breakdown. I saw that this morning. I was like, oh, good. I'm not the only one who saw that. And good for Tara. And anyways, I thought this meme was kind of funny. Tucker Carlson touts testicle tanning with ultraviolet lights to his male fans. What the fuck is that? Come on. You guys tell me, what the hell is testicle tanning? I mean, they say it's probably very dangerous for you to go into a tanning bed, so why would you want to stick your junk in one of those? Just asking. I'm not a guy. I don't know these things, but shh, I got this, Darwin. Yeah, maybe. I don't know about that, but funny. Do you think Tucker does that? Does Tucker do that to his junk? I don't know. That's crazy. Tucker did a great interview with Larry Johnson last week. Yeah, I like Larry Johnson. My ex-father-in-law's name is Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson from Louisiana. And so every time I see him, it kind of reminds me of him. Tara's doing a good job of getting out there. I feel bad for her. You know, she had to have missed home yesterday, Mother's Day. Couldn't be with her daughter. Yeah, you know, my heart aches for her. This has got to be my favorite story that we missed last week that we didn't get to talk about, and it is the dead worm in RFK Jr.'s brain. Have you guys seen this? He fucking said that a doctor pulled a dead worm out of his brain. Now, I definitely believe that that shit happened. They say it increases your testosterone, Cowboy Kitty. Wow. Okay, well, you guys here out there, you got to go get some old, UV lights and get your junk all set up in there, and hey, you'll be more manly. Let's see. The moment the worm gets into RFK's brain and realizes he's going to starve. Aw, it's so sad. I think that worm looks like Shmuley. Is that worm Shmuley? I think that Shmuley left something behind, obviously. The wall was too high. As you can see, no matter how they tried, he could not break free. And the worms ate into his brain. Yeah. Why would he say something like that? That's so creepy and gross. And yeah, that's actually a thing, finding dead worms in people's brains. Oh, but wait, there's more. When the worm that tried to snack on your brain starves to death, yeah, that's the look it gets. And remember, the early bird gets the worm. That's too funny. Fucking RFK Jr. He would have been a good candidate had he not had a schmooly butt plug, right? If he could have got rid of his schmooly butt plug, it would have probably been better for him. But, oh, who is it that's taking ivermectin? Fredo. Fredo is now taking ivermectin. I didn't bring the clip, but we've done a community vote, and he's not allowed to take our horse dewormer because he called it horse dewormer, and he made fun of people who were taking horse dewormer back in the early days of COVID. But now that he's got long COVID, well, hey, it's helping him out, right? Rabbi Shmuley, there you are. The worm was anti-Semitic, and you would know. You would know. Thank you, Rabbi Shmuley, for joining the chat. And let's see. Oh, this is good too, right here. Yeah, he's gonna be different, guys. He's gonna be different. Look, is that General Flynn? And who is that? Roger Stone? What? Yeah, but he's gonna be different. Oh my God. These people that are toting RFK Jr., they make me laugh. Like, you are they got blinders on. They literally have blinders on. Like, no, I'm not looking at Israel. No, I'm not looking at his associations. No, he says he's anti-vax. No, he doesn't say he's anti-vax. He does not at all. You need to go reread that at the end of the day. So, yeah, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. This was a Jimmy Dore clip that landed yesterday, I want to say. I want to say this was Friday's show. Jimmy killing it like always. I want to say he was in Colorado this weekend. You know, I got a chance to see him in February. It was a blast. If he comes to your town, go see him. Tickets are pretty reasonable. I mean, for going out and doing anything nowadays is really fucking expensive. So, hey, you know, $50 for a Jimmy Dore ticket, totally worth it. Anyways, let's hear what Jimmy is talking about. I want to say this is on the economy. Oh, come on.
Money and this kind of scam that is happening between the Fed and the government. And the question was put to Jared Bernstein, who's that chief economic advisor to President Biden. Hey, if we print our money, why do we have to borrow it? And it stumped him. And so now here is the president of El Salvador. And listen to what I think he's letting the cat out of the bag. Listen to what he has to say about this very topic.
So who's financing the government? Government is financed by treasury bonds, paper. And who buys the treasury bonds? Mostly the Fed.
Yeah, not us.
And how does the Fed buy them? By printing money.
Yep.
But what backing does the Fed have for that money being printed? The treasury bonds themselves. So basically, you finance the government by printing money out of thin air. Someone could ask, well, so if the government can print the limited amounts of money out of thin air, why did they collect taxes?
It's a good question.
I mean, in theory, it would make sense, right? If they can print unlimited amounts of money, why would they need taxes for? The answer is simple, but it's very shocking.
CPAC. This was at CPAC, Jimmy.
The real problem is that you pay high taxes only to uphold the illusion that you are funding the government, which you are not.
You are not funding the government.
It's shocking, but it's true. The government is funded by money printing, paper backed with paper, a bubble that will inevitably burst. The situation is even worse than it seems, because if most Americans and the rest of the world were to become aware of this farce, confidence in your currency would be lost. The dollar will fall, and the Western civilization with it.
Oh, kind of like it is?
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, this is the question, right? Why? Why do we still pay fucking taxes when we literally just print fucking money? Oh, Israel needs money? Let's print money. Oh, Ukraine needs money? Let's print money. But you need money to, house the homeless, pay for medical, go to school? Nope, we can't do that. You guys aren't giving us enough money back. It's such bullshit. And we fall for it. We are so duped when it comes to our economy. But, our economy is spinning out of control. You see it. I see it. We all fucking know it at the end of the day. And how long is it going to last? How long can we continue to just print money and pretend that everything's okay? I guess we're going to find out, right? I think we're going to find out. Did you guys hear this? Somebody tell me this is a joke. Please tell me that Kurt Russell is not going to be the Libertarian VP pick. Is he really? Oh my God, Snake Plissken is going to be a VP pick? Well, fuck yeah, I might be voting for that. I love me some Snake Plissken. Let's check this clip out. This was over at Timcast.
Well, Vivek has actually said that he's going to debate our vice presidential candidate. Which could end up being Kurt Russell.
What? Is this real? I went and I did some, I was like, I went, I looked at this post, I found the post, I read through all of it. I was like, is this real? And we have seen Kurt Russell saying some political stuff lately, right? Plaskin. Yeah, Plaskin. Yeah, pick any of his, Captain Ron. I mean, him as VP, we could pick a bunch of his characters and that would be funny. He's never really been that political. And when he has, he tends to be kind of conservative from what I've seen. But I'll keep an eye on that. We didn't think that we'd end up with Trump. So you never know. Crazier shit can happen. Don't keep calm. Go out and make changes. The earth is being destroyed by psychopaths. Absolutely. Don't keep calm. AOC's all riled up and she's not happy. Her and Bernie had a little rap session this weekend. Do you see this crap?
The fact that people are choosing between medicine and rent is barbarism.
Yes.
The fact that people are worried about whether they will be on the street every 4 weeks is barbarism.
Yes.
The fact that every time a person has an ache or a pain in their body and they're scared that it could either be just a sore joint or cancer, but they can't find out because they can't afford the doctor, this is barbarism. Right. And if we do not demand, and not only demand, but win unions, healthcare, wages, ending endless war, then we will
but we're going to vote for it
ourselves
first
to barbarism. And I refuse to give up. I refuse to submit myself to that future. That's not a life. And so to live, we have to fight for each other.
Oh my God, that was so fucking vomit worthy. Talking out both sides of her face again. I vote for Israel. I abstain. Remember, she abstained from the last one, so now all of her cohorts are like, oh, she didn't vote for it. Yeah, but she voted for the Ukraine packages, and she voted for the first time that it went through in Israel. So I don't want to hear it. She's crying about these things. She knows how these things happen. At the end of the day, she will be the next Nancy Pelosi. So this is a migrant caravan that's on its way to the U.S. right now. I know we've seen a lot of them, but check this one out. This one's pretty freaking big. Look at those buses. Look at the buses waiting to pick them up. Damn, that bus was loud. Look at those buses. You know who's paying for this, right? Daddy Soros, one of his last wishes. So that's just one that's on its way. There's actually a couple of different caravans that are on the move through the global south right now, and I'm just going to kill that because it's loud, but you see what's going on. My one question to AOC would be, while we have open borders, how do you expect it to get any better for Americans? It's not going to get better. It's not. Biden administration to unveil a new rules making asylum process even harder. Even harder. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. It conflicts with what they say on a daily goddamn basis, but not surprising. Not surprising at all. Because that's what they do. Democrats talk out one side of their face and do the opposite. Newsom asks public to help design the new California coin. Instantly regrets it. Oh, yeah. Oops. Did you guys see Mel Gibson dropped a new video too in support of the Catholic priests who've been canceled, I think is what it was. Kind of a crazy little video. I appreciate Mel's craziness. And yeah, that's a very great depiction of the California coin at the end of the day. Let's see. There are now multiple garden beds and planters set up outside of several different businesses on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, and people who live around the area have taken notice. Each were purposely placed to make it harder for people to place tents in this area. So Hollywood businesses setting up garden beds to clear homeless tents. So what they're doing is they're just setting up outside patio areas like they did during COVID. And that way, no homeless can hang out on Sunset, right? Push them out. That's what they do. Push them out. Push them out. At the end of the day, I'm not shocked. I am not shocked at all. I love this one. This one made me laugh. Let's see. Kathy Hochul bringing the Bronx the gift of fire. Kathy Hochul. Yeah, because she's bringing internet to people who've never, ever even seen a computer. And I still love this. A young Kathy Hochul on her way to tell New Yorkers what they can't own next. Yeah, too funny. Kathy, you're so out of touch. We see you. We see you. Oh, I love this one. I wish all commercial landlords a very pleasant St. Louis largest office building. So St. Louis's largest office building sees the value fall 98% in a recent sale. Fort Worth's tallest tower just sold for $12.3 million at foreclosure auction. Previously sold for $130 million. So all of these commercial properties are tanking, which we've already talked about. We knew this was going to happen at the end of the day, right? So they're paying $100 million for it and only been able to sell it for $12 million. Are we shocked? No. And this is going to get worse as we see more businesses close their doors and leave America. I mean, how many open commercial rental spaces are in your area right now? I mean, every single strip mall in my area is empty with the exception of maybe one thing, you know, and I know I'm not the only place. It's everywhere in America. They're just these commercial properties, they're not needed anymore. So I love this is Wendy's. We all quit. Love Wendy's. Yeah, love Wendy. Somebody put we all quit, love Wendy. Yeah, you know, people are tired of working for slave wages, to be treated like shit, to have no benefits, to barely get enough time on the schedule to cover their fucking bills. And they're working 2 and 3 jobs. So when they all get sick of it together, that's what you get. You pull up to Wendy's and there's a sign that says we quit. Thank God California banned plastic straws. Aren't we so glad? So glad. That and leaf blowers, right? Gas leaf blowers and plastic straws. Had to go. At the end of the day, they're saving the world. Saving the world. Now, okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I told you guys that I went to my local Walmart and they had half of the parking lot fenced off and they had a bunch of shipping containers in there. And we were joking that they were setting up our new FEMA camp, right? But here's what they're actually doing. They are covering up supply chain holes on the floor. So, they are getting rid of stuff. They're kind of shoving everything into the aisles, and they're doing stuff like this, making you think there's actually stock on the shelves.
Man, I thought this shit was a joke. Look, they're really doing this shit. Damn. The whole row, even the Cheez-Its. That shit is plastic, son. Look. Ain't nothing behind there. Wow.
So our Walmart didn't want us to know that there was half aisles that they don't have anymore of stuff. Lots of things you can't find since COVID, right? Like, I have not been able to find a fucking tempura in 3 years. Like, tempura batter. That's all I'm looking for. There's 5 or 6 brands. Now we don't have one in my local store. So where the coffee and creamer used to be is literally now coolers, ice chests, the whole entire row. I mean, you can really see as they're tearing the store down and rearranging it just how many holes are in that store. So that's why they're resetting the store so we don't notice how bad our supply chain has gotten. Confession time. I'm almost 49 and I have 0 retirement savings. Ugh, I am 49 and I have 0 retirement savings. Let's see. Absolutely nothing. Maybe about 900 in my savings account. You're doing good. No idea what the fuck I'm going to do. And I know I can't be the only one. No, Gen X, there's such a huge difference between the baby boomers and the Gen Xers. Yeah, sure. I know plenty of Gen Xers that are set up and they're going to do just fine. But I'll tell you, most of those are people who had family that worked on the inside, meaning they grew up and their mom and dad were in a union and they immediately went into that union behind them. Or they had a nice inheritance. They inherited a bunch of land and a property, and they managed to leverage that into some kind of savings for the future. But for the rest of us who've been working 2 and 3 jobs for the last 30 fucking years, yeah, no, we ain't got no savings. We ain't got no retirement plan. We ain't got nothing. Oh, and in 2008, a fucking huge chunk of us cashed out our 401ks in order to make it through that recession. So, yeah, most of us are sitting here with nothing. But it doesn't matter because they want us to work until we die at the end of the day. Remember, Ben Shapiro says you should never retire because, hey, it forces you to live. Some of us don't want to. Just put it that way. Some of us don't want to. Australia's biggest bank bans cash, forces customers to adopt a CBCD or lose everything. Now, this is dated May 11th, and this was the People's Voice. So, come on, People's Voice. They're kind of, but this is going to happen, and this is happening. We've been warned. The likes of Whitney Webb has been warning us for fucking years, and yeah, they need to do a great reset. They will tell you, hey, if you got $100,000 in the bank, sorry, American dollar is tanking, and you don't really have that money. But if you convert over to CBDCs, we'll give you, I don't know, 20,000. So it's going to be this lose everything or take a little bit of our CBDC. And that's how they're going to roll it out on us. So resist CBDCs, digital IDs. I hate being right about this shit. And I know I'm right about this. I mean, I've been right about so many things. And y'all know, I'm right about a lot of things. I admit it when I'm wrong about something. I don't think I'm wrong on this one. I think that's what's coming. We all know they have to crash the American dollar. They don't get a one world government while the American dollar is still king. So that will be happening soon. That'll be in season 3 finale of the, breakdown of the U.S. government. 3 Boeing incidents over the past 2 days draw more scrutiny on embattled company. Are we shocked? Yeah, no, there's a reason they're killing those whistleblowers. We heard there's 10 more whistleblowers, right? Snoopy, what is the secret to a long and happy life? Never talk about Boeing. Never talk about Boeing for sure. You guys remember I brought you that clip with Jesse Wells? You can blow a whistle, but don't, that song. He has got so much play because of the last 2 songs that he has dropped that they offered him a big record deal, and he pretty much told them to shove it up their butts, and he wrote a song about it. Go check him out. Jesse Wells, hilarious. But I'm glad to see he's getting some traction. Yeah, you don't want to be music made. You want to be made by the people at the end of the day. Okay, let's talk about it. You guys know I have a shit ton of memes. The Aurora Borealis. Have you seen it? Did you take your phone out? Did you fall for the psych op? Was it a psych op? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But let's see. So, Northern Lights, Southern Lights. Yeah, the Dollar General, that is the Southern Lights for sure. You know you're in the South when you find a Dollar General. Dollar General is actually trying to move into my town. All we have right now is Dollar Tree, which my daughter works at, and it's terrible. So they're trying to rezone one of the outskirts of town in order to bring in Dollar General. And the people in my little town, they're kind of pissed off about it, which I'm like, no, fuck that. If I've got to be poor and have nowhere to shop, please give me choices. I want a choice between Dollar Store and Dollar General. So we shall see. We'll see who wins. Do we get a Dollar General? I don't know. I'll keep you updated. So let's talk about these solar storms, these cardinal masses that are coming at us. Like I said, I got a nice email from Snorky warning me. And not only that, the National Weather Service actually sent us out a warning saying, hey, you could be experiencing power outages, internet outages, credit card outages. And apparently there has been some outages. So let's take a look at what these are. There was we've had a level 4, we've had a level 5, we've had a level 7 over the last couple of days. Now, I have been telling you for fucking years that we are in a solar maximum cycle every 11 years, and we are 11 years in. We see the sun spitting my shit, and this is pretty normal. And a lot of people are chalking it up to HARP, though, so we're going to break that down. Let's see what actually is going on. This is Suspicious Observer, and I know some of you out there don't like Suspicious Observer. I didn't bring him because of Suspicious Observer. I just brought him for the charts that he's actually showing you. So let's check it out.
Solar storm event. We've begun taking the impacts. More will strike today, and early this morning, the 7th large eruption was fired at the Earth. Let's go over what's happened so far and what is still on its way to Earth, and we'll start with the forecast we made yesterday morning after we knew 6 solar eruptions were on their way. We had predicted KP 8 or 9, level 4 or 5 geomagnetic storm conditions. While total killshot risk was there, we said it was unlikely. The auroral show from the first impacts reached down to Florida, Texas, and Arizona, a significantly low-latitude event. In terms of what to expect, we had said that the local to regional network and system issues were likely, but again, that this was not likely to be that grid-down EMP scenario. Here's how it unfolded. The CMEs began striking midday. It was a fast and moderately dense shockwave that lit up the magnetic perturbations map, with relatively severe equatorial extensions that peaked into the East Pacific. The geoelectric excitement was pretty strong as well, with the usual areas lighting up due to their grid density and higher population, including some crustal magnetic anomalies. The magnetic field took a solid whack, and immediately those local and regional systems and networks began having issues. USPS nationwide system began glitching.
They did. I was trying to track my package. I couldn't see it.
And there were also several minor inconveniences like online service websites and gaming systems that took hits to performance as well. But things were just getting started. When the third impact occurred, we hit the first level 5 storm condition at Earth in 21 years, KP9. And at that point, there were about 200 regional networks and systems having trouble.
200.
Most notably, satellite radio still glitching to a large degree. Social networks began having trouble as well. More gaming platforms began seeing network trouble.
It's the gamers.
And it was then that Disney Plus and the Target website saw significant performance issues.
Do we care about any of these fucking brands?
The strong
No.
solar storming continued, and while minor inconvenience glitches still occurred, like with other gaming platforms and credit card services, we began to see infrastructure struggle in various places as well. Luckily, it did hold short of that grid down scenario as predicted. Southwest Airlines has been having trouble this morning.
They've been having more trouble than just this morning.
The second satellite system to struggle.
Starlink?
Folks,
No
only
way.
3 of those first 6 events have arrived. We've got 3 more coming today. And yes, as you saw last night, we've now got the 7th. The biggest X-class flare yet, an X5.8, erupted from the sunspots as they began to depart. It was fairly obvious from just the ultraviolet images
so this is what's
that
happening.
This was yet another
The sun's
CME
spitting.
production event with a shockwave ripple outward from the flare point. And this morning, SOHO is updated and shows that blast. This is the 7th in the sequence, which means we still have 4 impacts coming. Chances for that solar kill shot level are still exceptionally low and are not in the forecast. But we will continue to have significant network and system issues for the next few days as those storms arrive, and possibly more.
Okay, so you got the gist of it, right? I mean, you see what's happening. We're not taking direct shots. I mean, these by no means are completely directed at us, and they could be worse. But it sounds like a bunch of stuff has been knocked out. And yeah, actually, I've encountered it. I was trying to track packages. They disappeared, whatever. A lot of people have been out there taking pictures, right? I didn't even bother to go look at it. I don't know. I live in the north, whatever. I was just like over it. I should have gone out and looked at it. But from what I hear, even where as far north as I am, you couldn't really see it. But if you took a picture with your cell phone, your phone can pick up those UV lights that you're not seeing, right? So a lot of people didn't see it with the naked eye, but they got a beautiful picture on their phone. And so everybody on Facebook has been showing their picture. Look at this photograph, right? But the memes on this have been hilarious. I like this one. Yeah, the old 80s color scheme. And then everybody, me, yeah, that's true. People in the lower 48 getting the first glimpse of the Northern Lights. Oh, yeah. But did they really? Did they get a glimpse? I don't know. I couldn't really see it, but my phone could. Yeah, exactly. And my favorite was, I didn't see the Northern Lights. I just like to be included. Yeah, that's me, right? Just doing some scribblies. I want to be included. Yeah, I didn't jump on this bandwagon, but I thought it was funny. Every other slide was like, what the fuck? Okay, so major earthquake strikes Mexico on Sunday morning. Now, we know when the sun pukes these solar flares at us, there always seems to be followed up by earthquakes. And I've shown you time and time again, because this isn't the first time I've covered solar, flares at us. And so shocking. Yeah, there was a lot of damage, but I haven't heard too much. But now the conspiracy theories kick in, right? Was it the Aurora Borealis or was it HAARP? Because the conspiracy theorists are out there working double time to tell you that this is a government program and they just want you preoccupied thinking that it's the sun that's actually spitting shit at you. But hint, it's the sun actually spitting shit at you. So let's hear the conspiracy and then we'll blow it apart. Oh, come on. I thought that was a video. That wasn't a video? Let's go back. Was that a video? Know the difference. High frequency active Aurora research program, an investigative project to understand, simulate, and control the ionosphere process. Northern Lights, HAARP project, lines, no lines. Okay. I thought that was a video, but we'll move on to the video. Okay. So here is the conspiracy.
Did we talk about the Northern Lights? This was my house last night. I live in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Way too far south to
we
ever
can tell.
See anything like this. Was I amazed and excited? Yeah. I immediately said, well, seeing the Northern Lights was on my bucket list. I guess I could cross it out, even though it didn't happen quite the way I wanted. But now I don't know if it counts. Stay with me here. It's about to get weird. The lights are visible so far south because of the extreme G5 geomagnetic storm, right? We all know. But then I accidentally stumbled on something else, and now I'm confused and alarmed. Because what is that? HAARP testing? May 8th through 10th, 2024. And then I'm like, okay, maybe that's not real. But the notice they sent out to the amateur radio communities looks pretty real. Then I'm like, hold up. I know it's the Auroral Research Program, but can they really make fake Northern Lights? And the answer to that is yes. Not only yes, but they've already done it a couple of times. Like the last time they did one of these research campaigns in November 2023. Are these fake Northern Lights? Is the government playing with my feelings right now? It's really weird to me too that this started May 8th. And then on May 10th, they're like, oh, wow, look at this giant, extreme, really strange solar flare that's going to show the Northern Lights all over the place in places they're not supposed to be seen. Did they do something they weren't supposed to do? Or am I just tripping? Please tell me. Please tell me what y'all think. If all this is fake Northern Lights, and I have to mark it back onto my bucket list, I'm going to be very sad and mad and feel very betrayed. You'd think the government could not surprise me anymore, but color me surprised, okay? Let me know what y'all think about this.
Not everything's a conspiracy. And if it is a conspiracy, riddle me this, Batman. How the hell did they get the sun to perform right when they needed it to do this? So I'm not going to give that much merit to the government or to HARP. Let's hear a little breakdown on HARP.
Good afternoon, folks. We've got a recurring bout of foolishness sweeping the internet, and it is once again all about HARP, the most overrated conspiracy on Earth. People are saying it caused the auroral display on May 11th, even though it was operating at a fraction of full power from the 8th to the 10th, and its effects disappeared within about 20 or 30 minutes. I have seen them blast that thing at full power, and literally nothing happens. It's operating regularly all the time, has been all year. When it's on, you can see it on radar, ionosondes, rheometers, the F2 critical frequency, the total electron content, and more. And it's never anything stronger than the natural variations that occur diurnally, day to night. Nothing special happens. A simple physics analysis of the power usage makes it clear that for ionospheric plasma, it can have some effects, but they are localized, they do not spread, and they disappear very quickly. When it comes to something like the aurora, no, not even close. The most I've seen is a fractional stalling of the high-pressure cell's eastward movement. That's at full power. When it comes to the aurora we had on May 11th, I already knew the answer, but I checked the data anyway. All minuscule effects from May 8th to May 10th were gone before the CME struck. It was tiny, and the amount of power that came into the system from the sun during that event was more than what humanity uses in a whole month. Please do not fall for any of this nonsense about HARP being involved in the auroral display. Furthermore, and I want you to really listen here.
Sorry, guys.
And think.
Not a conspiracy.
HARP started out pretty secretive, sure.
It did.
But then in the span of about 90 days, after many failed experiments, we got several books released by different authors, 2 TV shows talking about it, actor, politician Jesse Ventura, no trust issues with those professions, handing you an enemy on a silver platter and telling you to scream about it on the internet. We also had the so-called whistleblowers giving talks about HARP all over the country, allegedly risking their lives, and yet nothing happened to any of them. For those who are not familiar with this topic, this is called a limited hangout. It's a form of PSYOP, a psychological operation. It was done because the HARP system itself was largely a failure to do anything significant. So, they used it as a scapegoat to distract you, turn your head the other way, and to scare you and seem all-powerful. Please do not fall for this. It's level 101 red pill stuff here. There are two kinds of people promoting fear on this. Government agents
told us.
And those who fell for the enemy they were handed on a silver platter by the government. This is not that different from the climate stuff, COVID, the attack on freedom, or the promotion of satanic elements everywhere in the world these days. We are under attack as a people, and this is part of it.
Well, that's not wrong.
I'll see you in the morning. Be safe, everyone.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Tell me in the chat. Is it HARP? Is it the government? Is it a fake Aurora Borealis? Or did the sun just actually spit some shit at us? I'm not going to pretend that the government doesn't pull shit, but what I do know about HARP is HARP was ineffective. Why do you think they dumped it and gave it to the University of Alaska? And I think he's absolutely right. You don't have to listen to Suspicious Observer. I know a bunch of you don't like him. That's fine. But the charts don't lie. And when the charts are not spitting on the 8th to the 10th, and all of a sudden they are the 11th, I don't know. I don't chalk this up as a conspiracy. And you guys know I chalk everything up as a conspiracy. So we'll just move along. Nothing to see here. This is John. John watches the skies. John knows the skies did not look like this when he was a kid. John is worried. Be like John. Yeah, be worried. Actually, be freaking worried. I know every single day I look up in the sky and they're chemtrailing us every single day out here. And you know, the crazy thing is we say, there's no way they possibly could be chemtrailing everywhere at once. Yes, there is. They have contracts. It's been broken down. We know exactly. They've got a grid. Okay, you work this grid. We work this grid. Each region is, has their own fucking planes that go over. And so, yeah, they just grid us. That's all they do. They lay a big grid out over the United States and then, okay, this is how it works, right? And because I'm on the West Coast, out here by the coast, I swear to God, we get hit harder because they're trying to push it inland. I mean, literally, I can look in the sky and it looks like this damn near daily. X marks the spot, X marks the spot, X marks the spot. And it's always worse on beautiful sunny days, right? And then they go, oh, it's going to rain tomorrow. Well, yeah, it's going to rain tomorrow because you guys just sprayed fucking chemicals on us for a whole entire day. Absolutely. But Bill Gates wants in on this action. Let's hear what Billy Boy's plan is.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial.
How long will it be that countries keep experiencing these climate impacts before someone gets desperate and says, hey, we need to cool the planet with solar geoengineering?
It would look something like this. Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some sunlight from reaching the surface. It would mimic a giant volcanic eruption, which we know cools the Earth, but it also comes with significant risks and uncertainties.
Things like mass famine, mass flooding, drought, of kinds that will affect very large populations.
It could weaken monsoons in India, China, and Africa enough to affect crops. It could eradicate blue sky.
You start increasing the amount of diffuse light and you have less direct light, which is the same thing as saying it looks hazy and white.
Everything looks hazy and white. It is a rare day when we get a pure blue sky in Western Washington now. So, yeah, Billy Gates, he's got to be in on everything, doesn't he? So fucking gross at the end of the day. Did you guys see the flooding, the massive flooding? Was it Brazil? Shocking, but something we see on the normal now, right? Yep. Let's see. Vatican preparing guidelines for apparitions and other supernatural phenomenon. Apparitions are appearances or communication with divine beings such as saints, angels, and Christ himself. So Fox News is reporting that the Vatican is getting you ready to talk to Christ himself. Fuck, why not? Angels, saints. So if angels, saints, and Christ himself are going to be here, what about the bad guys? Because if they're not here to fight the bad guys, what the hell are they here for, right? So this tells me that there should be a bunch of demons running around as well. How crazy. Yeah, this is what Fox News and the Vatican are talking about. But wait, I caught us a video of some apparitions. So Tesla radar is seeing dead people. The Tesla radar is seeing the dead in cemeteries like people in a park. This is not a trick. Check this out.
Hey guys, you gotta check this out. Okay, this guy is literally inside a cemetery with a Tesla, and his radar is showing kids and people nearby walking and riding bikes, playing and stuff, as if he's driving through a park. Is this the Cove IDs on the dead bodies that didn't get cremated?
What? What does Cove IDs have to do with this? You're in a cemetery. There's dead people. But that is creepy. Why is the Tesla seeing apparitions that aren't there? I don't know. Very weird. You guys seen any dead people lately? Let me know. Especially with your Tesla. I saw a Tesla for the first time, a Tesla truck in my area the other day. God, they're ugly. They are so fucking ugly. Why? Why? I hope that they go obsolete like the DeLorean. They're so ugly. Weird. That goes on for 2 damn minutes. Does an apparition move into the car? Come on. Okay. Well, I guess we'll listen to the end of it. That's a lot of dead people running around his car. I'd be concerned. Okay, so what does this say? U.S. state patent. The Pfizer patient application was approved August 31st, 2001. First patients to show in the list of 5,000. Purpose of... I couldn't read it fast enough. So these are all the ghosts of COVID past? Is that what they're trying to say in this video? I don't know, but it's weird. It's weird. Why would there be a patent on that? Yeah. Fucking Pfizer. Pfizer owns everything, including the dead people at the end of the day. Who knew? Let's see. What is this? Oh, wrong one. Let's see. The businessman, the much hyped Cybertruck, touted as an invincible machine, has faced challenges since its launch. Despite a hefty price tag, the truck has gotten stuck in the sand, the snow, and struggles on inclines. Oh, I can't climb hills. Quality issues include rust, uneven body panels, and a finger injury from for a malfunctioning sensor. Software glitches led to a recall due to a stuck acceleration pedal. Oh, you guys remember? I brought you that video where the guy's pedal came off and then wedged under the floorboard. Yeah, like that's crazy. During the prototype unveiling, the Cybertruck troubles began even earlier with a shatterproof window. Oh yeah. And production issues and safety concerns have contributed to Tesla's stock price dropping nearly 25%. But hey, just last week, Elon Musk became the richest man in the world again, right? So Tesla's $60,000 apocalypse-proof Cybertruck is now getting stuck in the sand, snow, and facing regular recalls. Oh, we didn't know. We didn't know, right? We did know. We did know. Just like Starlink just got knocked down by the solar stuff. What is this? Oh, this is the president of Argentina. You know, Elon's buddy. Yeah, Javier Milei. I thought, did somebody dress Mark Hamilton back up in the cockknocker outfit? But no, this is Javier Milei. Let's see. Let's see what president of Argentina is doing today.
Gastar, y gastar, y gastar, y gastar. Esa es nuestra regla fiscal.
We are ruled by psychopaths.
Los ingresos no
I like his
aguantarán más.
dimple.
Iremos al Banco Central. Y
At
eso
least he's not making out with his girlfriend.
Y eso será inflacionario. Si no le aflojan al gato,
We live in a fucking cartoon.
entonces la crisis vendrá.
Fucking Nazi Nat Kurt Voss for the win. Dude, I do not want to see Trump dressed in a superhero costume singing American Pie or some shit. Please don't do that. So Argentina shifts historic position on Palestine as UN a member state. Let's see. President Javier Milei's government voted against the recognition of Palestinian state under the United Nations, breaking with the normal diplomatic position that they've held forever. But, you know, this guy's really good friends with Israel. He went to the Wailing Wall. He wailed. Remember, we saw it. So, yeah, I didn't expect anything best. But remember when this guy got elected and they made it sound like, you know, he was just a everyday person and he was going to fix everything. He's not fixing it. He's making it worse. And we know it. But that was crazy. I thought this was funny. I want to say this is Sunset Strip, Hollywood. Check it out. These are those little delivery guys.
Oh my God, who is it? Robot 1 with no name.
Oh, they don't even name them now?
Robot 2 with no name. Robot 3. I'll let you guys know right now, every week I want an envelope with $1,000 in it. You understand me? I want $1,000 a week, otherwise don't come on Sunset. You understand me?
It is Sunset.
You understand
I can just
me?
tell by all the gum on the sidewalk.
You understand me? Huh? You understand?
Good luck with shaking down the delivery robots, the delivery drones. I don't think that they'll pay, but hey, you never know. Insurance is insurance at the end of the day. And Japan develops world's first 6G devices that's 20 times faster than 5G because your phone's not fast enough at the end of the day. And no, you can't be in everything I want to eat. Canola oil, I'm your tastiest and most addictive metallic disruptor. Yes, canola oil. Remember when they told us it was healthy and good for your heart? Yeah, it's not so good for your heart now. I'm so fucking confused by the whole oil genre thing. Like, I don't even know anymore. Like, one day it was okay to use coconut oil and avocado oil, and then the people were like, no, you can't use that oil. Don't use seed oils. Jimmy Dore's yelling at me about seed oils. I just don't even fucking know anymore. Butter's good. Butter's bad. Margarine's plastic. toxic. Don't eat this. Don't eat that. I'm so fucking over it. Castor oil, baby oil. There you go. Kurt. I'm going to make me some fried chicken and baby oil. Yeah. You know, God. Why is things so bad now? Grandma used to cook with Crisco and everything was fucking fine. And then, oh my God, trans fans were going to kill us all. And then we started eating this shit that's killing us all. I don't know what to feed us anymore. I really don't. But I'm going to stick to what Grandma used because you know what? It worked for her. That's kind of where I'm at on this. Let's see. It's not just AstraZeneca. No, it's not. But let's hear what's in store for us pandemic-wise because it's not over yet. You guys should be scared. Be very scared. They have a whole bunch of new things. God dang it. I always hit the wrong one on that.
That virus now evolves and develops the ability to infect humans and then critically the ability to go from human to human transmission. And we know that in the rare cases, I think off the top of my head, 400 or 500 cases so far of humans, the mortality rate is extraordinarily high. So to me, this is a major concern. The current outbreak, for want of a better word, in America amongst cows is really concerning as well, and also talks to this issue of transmission. We have to understand in those cow settings, sheds, how H5N1 is transmitting because it may be evolving into transmitting in different ways. This is a huge concern, and I think we have to watch, more than watch, we have to make sure that if H5N1 did come across to humans with human-to-human transmission, that we were in a position to immediately respond with access equitably to vaccines, therapeutics, and diagnostics.
It's almost like the WHO needs us to be scared of something so they can, I don't know, take our sovereignty away from us. Just saying, could be something like that at the end of the day. I don't know. But you're supposed to be very, very scared because cows have bird flu now. And, you know, there's the flirt COVID out there. And just be scared. Be scared and make sure that you take plenty of big pharma to keep you safe. Hollywood, go fuck yourself. Yay, we finally made it. Let's see, what do we got? When you ask Whoopi Goldberg if she was on Epstein Island. That's a good one. She does look like the Predator a little bit. That's an insult to the Predator. Oh, speaking of cock knocker, let's see what he has to say.
Hey, I'm Mark Hamill.
Oh, God, we know.
For Joby-Wan Kenobi.
You motherfucker! It was said you were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them!
You pissed Elmo off. Don't piss Elmo off. It was funny when I burnt that clip. I had my grandson standing here. He goes, "Was that Elmo? And did he say cuss words?" I was like, "Yeah, sometimes Elmo gets mad." Let's see. Did you hear what's going on in the Middle East? Dude, my rent is $3,000 and I'm working 6 jobs. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that is a lot of America's response, right? We're too busy trying to survive every 4 weeks, as AOC has stated, right? It's barbaric. Let's see. I think this is funny. Don't give a fuck after the love life of these famous consenting adults others than they seem happy. Good for them. The world is on fire. Our rulers are committing genocide right now thanks to a collective obsession with the conformity. Let's see, unimportant bullshit. No bread, all circuses. The propaganda of gossip and celebrity worship serves to erode liberties and solidarity. Definitely. Speaking of Taylor Swift, we should ban private jets. Yeah, we should totally ban private jets. Let's see, but that'll never happen. Ford has released a new Men Who Listen to Taylor Swift edition of the F-150. Aw, I like those soft little fuzzy tires. Yeah. Make sure you get yours, right? And all my fucks were abducted. They were. I don't know. Have you guys seen the UFO shit out there? You guys know I don't bring you a lot of the UFO stuff, but every day there's a new video out there like, oh, this is Arizona. Oh, this is Mexico. This is Miami. There's aliens coming every day. I don't know. Project Bluebeam, whatever it is, right? They want us scared of the aliens. Yay, we finally made it to Meme Alley. Let's see what we got in Meme Alley. Honey, what do you want? Let's see. Honey, what do you want to be when you grow up? A threat to the New World Order? Oh, but you are. You are a threat to the New World Order. I promise that's what you can be when you grow up. And let's see what the predator sees after chasing me for 12 seconds. Oh, when Whoopi's chasing me? Yeah, that's true. It's true. I don't know, man. I've been out working in the garden and the yard for a couple weeks now. Oh, God, I'm so sore. I mean, there's times where I don't even know if I get out of bed. My sciatic just grabs and I'm like, oh. But I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better. Fun fact, Al Bundy's neighbor was a guest at Joni and Chachi's wedding. What? Oh, yeah, he was. He was also on the Love Boat, too. That dude hung out on the Love Boat. I don't know. He had a good life, though, right? He was hanging out over on Happy Days and then the Love Boat. And then he showed up at the Bundys. Was a good time. Good year. What was that dude's name? Somebody will tell me in the chat. And you should go to Walmart and steal a bunch of makeup and perfume, Xanax. You always are lying, Xanax. No. Xanax, we should not be doing those things. And I'm going to tell you, I never did that. I have never been a thief in my life. I was a drug addict, but I would just pay other people to go steal stuff for me. You should fight that cop, Jamerson. You are wrong. I should not fight that cop. But these are what happened to me if I start listening to substances. So don't listen to substance. They can hurt you. And I often wonder what people have against the horse I rode in on. Yeah, what is that all about? Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Why? The horse didn't do anything. Leave the animals out of this, please. They're just innocent bystanders. How I sleep at night knowing my cat is on demon patrol for me. This is 100% true. I wake up, my cat is sitting there staring at me, guarding me. My cat is always on demon patrol. I love it. A lot of people are confused by the concept of cat years, so here's a little guide to help you so you can think of the age of a cat. Less than 1 year, just a little baby. 1 to 3 years, just a little baby. 4 to 6 years, just a little baby. 7 to 10 years, just a little baby. 11 plus years, aw, elderly baby. that is me and my cats for sure. Come on. Who doesn't love the kitties? I love the kitties. I know y'all out there love the kitties, right? I don't get all choked up about yellow ribbons and American flags. I consider them to be symbols, and I leave symbols to the symbol-minded. Oh, George Carlin, rest in peace. We miss you. If you find me offensive, then I suggest you quit fucking fighting me. This is 100% true. If you find me offensive, don't come to the trailer park. Not at all. Oh, I love this one. This is probably my favorite meme of the day. Which suit should I wear? It's Hillary hanging out with the devil, and he's going to put on the Soros, the Klaus, or the Gates suit for the day. I don't know. Which one's better? Probably not the Soros, because Soros is on his way out, right? And Klaus has got some great outfits. We've all seen him on the beach with his little sock on his wee-wee thing. When the FBI confiscates my phone, knowing they have to go through all of my 25,000 memes. I got to tell you guys, the craziest thing happened to me just before I went live. I was in studio, had everything set. I had my earbuds in. And I noticed that my sound was bouncing. And I thought, well, that's weird. There's no sound. So I sat here really quiet for a second, trying to listen if I could hear where was it coming from. And I heard a baby crying, like a baby crying. And I just sat here like, where the hell is that baby coming from? It was coming in my earbuds and there was nothing else turned on my computer. So I just go, hey, Brett, I can hear your kid. I mean, you guys know my FBI agent, my CIA agent is named Brett, that follows me and listens to me. And I swear to God, within 2 seconds of saying, hey, Brett, I can hear your kid, it shut up. I'm not even kidding. The shit that happens in my head. I could have happened in real life. I don't know, but it happened one way or another. And I am at the age where the next day my body whispers to me, please don't do that again. It does. Me at 5, I want to walk around the world and look at bugs. Me at 15, I want a great career in a nice house. Me at 39, I want to walk around in the woods and look at bugs. I really freaking do. I really do. I'd rather just be outside playing with the dirt all day long. And there's a look at my babies. So these aren't mine, but I think this is a great idea. These are strawberries. Look at, You can get those at fucking Walmart for like, what, $5? Okay, maybe $10 now. But that's a great idea right there. To do your strawberries like that. I mean, you got to put a lot of dirt in there. That's probably at least 1.5 bags of dirt. But that would be a good idea if you wanted mass strawberries. And these are my babies. Of course, I got them under the lights. Snorky sent me a bunch of lights and a bunch of stuff. And I am growing. So thank you, Snorky, for everything that you've done and sent me. Of course, I got some lettuce going here. We got some sunflowers. We got some green beans. We got some cucumbers. We got some eggplant. What else do I got in there? Some parsley. I got 3 different types of peppers, but they haven't popped yet. They're the ones that don't have anything in them. I don't know what's taking them so long. And I got a couple of different types of tomatoes. And so I am raring to go. I got the whole front bed ripped out. I did do a video for you guys on my new phone, and it looks good. I just haven't figured out how to edit it. I forgot what editing program I use. It's helped me. I don't remember. I uploaded it yesterday. And I was like, oh shit, it's been a year since I did any of these videos. So I will get a trailer park gardening video out for you guys to see. But yeah, I'm going for it this year. If I can't eat it, I'm not buying it. So I'm not doing a lot of flowers this year. And let's see. And I ripped out the flower beds. Like, screw it. I don't want flower beds. I want vegetable beds. So we're doing vegetable beds this year. And this was what I did for Mother's Day yesterday. And my mother-in-law helped me out. She put all the stickers on them for me. But yeah, we did two full packs out to our elected bobbleheads for Julian Assange, because May 20th is coming up. And what is May 20th? May 20th is going to be the decision on extradition. So here is a little clip from Stella.
Hi everyone. I want to thank you all for all your incredible support. The next few days and weeks will be more critical than ever. My husband Julian Assange is just one court decision away from extradition, and the decision could come down the same day as the hearing, May 20th. That is why the protest has to be massive and bigger than ever, because the world has to see that Julian cannot be extradited. Join our live stream if you cannot be there, but if you can, please, please, please show up May 20th from 8 o'clock in the morning and be ready for the decision maybe coming down that same day. Free Julian Assange. Free us all.
Free Julian Assange. Free us all. Julian's been trending for the last 24 hours. Let's keep him trending. You guys are amazing at that. And if you, there's so much that you can do to help support Assange. I mean, you can table at events that have like-minded people. You can fill out postcards like we did this weekend. So many of us came together. I saw so many amazing posts yesterday of people taking pictures of the postcards that you're filling out. You got to put your name and your address, and well, not your full address. We put the city, state, and zip code on there. And then you can write a message. You can write Assange. There's Assange's address. He's going to be in Belmarsh at least till the 20th. So screenshot it, send him a postcard, and put pressure on these elected officials. This needs to come to an end. Absolutely 100%. And it's been great watching everybody working on this. Move over. But I know I will be there. And just for contrast, I thought this was insane. Julian Assange is sitting in Belmarsh prison because he told the truth about what this fucking war criminal was doing and was allowing. And this guy now is in June, Disney World will host an exhibit of paintings by war criminal George W. Bush. Oh, what a contrast, right? Are those pictures of all the people he had killed? Just thinking. Anyway, so good stuff. I think we finally made it through this show. We did. Oh, I got one more here. Of course, Joey's Coffee. Get your Joey's Coffee. I got Joey's Coffee, and it's so excellent. Comrade Misty is Putin's buddy, says, hey, friends. The Assange team is looking for pro-Assange candidates to include for Assange tables, informations, etc., at campaign events they host. If you or somebody is running for office at any level and would be willing to work with us to set up something, please contact myself or Halo Benson. Halo, great worker, supporter of Assange. Halo and Paula Isabel, they get so much stuff out there. I mean, they blow my mind at how organized they are. I will literally get a box in the mail and it'll have everything I need. It'll have the instructions. It has the stickers. It has the stamps. I mean, So wonderfully well put together. And so, hey, if you guys know, or if you guys know of events that Assange activists can get out there and table at, please reach out to some of us, any of us, doesn't matter who, any of us Assange people, we will get you in touch with those you need to be in touch with. And keep Assange trending. Keep him trending. Share and hashtag Julian Assange for sure. Okay, I think we made it through this Monday. Monday, right? It was a hell of a Monday. And I'm almost out of here. I got a great closer for you. But first, I want to shout out the chats before I get out of here. Driving Me Macy, welcome. Glad to see you. Popeye's still hanging out with Vic and Grapentine. Hey, Mouse SF, good to see you. And Mastermind's hanging out, of course. A-Rim is in the chat with Kurt Boss and Salty's Digital Dive. Are you being salty today, Digital Dive? John Kemper, thank you so much for hanging out. Kate's hanging out. Don't come to the trailer park if you're easily offended. Exactly. Exactly. Couldn't said it better, Kate, myself, for sure. And let's see who else is over here. Oh, it looks like we got some new people. Well, welcome. If you didn't get a wrench this time around, I promise the next time you show up, I will give you a wrench because we have democracy in the chat. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, as they say. Popeye, thanks so much for joining me. And Anthony, good to see you, Anthony. Catalytic Centaur is here also. Well, we had Shmuley here for a bit. Ozzy, hi Ozzy, good to see you. And Rich, good to see you too. And Desert Mantis. And everybody who joined over on the YouTube. Let's see. We got Lynn hanging out over on the Rokfin. Who else is hanging out? Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Teresa and Lynn and Freethinker59. Anna Maris. I see you, Anna Maris. Anna, did you see? I got a Spotify account and I went and followed Jesse Jettis, my first account. Anna and I are in a competition for who loves Jesse more. You win, obviously. But Snorky's still hanging out in the chat. Good to see you, Snorky, along with Himcar and Jim. And Fred Edwards, thank you so much for always sharing my stuff. Tom Copper, good to see you. Denver Attaway. Denver says his power has been in and out. It's been out. Is it because of the solar flares? That's crazy. And who else is hanging out today? I think we got most of Rokfin. DC, good to see you, DC. And DC left us a super chat. Let's see what this says. When I served as a delegate to the Libertarian National Convention in 2018 in New Orleans. Oh, it was in New Orleans. I love New Orleans. Been there a couple times. I helped a platform amendment pass that expressed support for open borders and opposition to militarized borders, where the CBP runs a highly lucrative human child trafficking operation. Closed borders also keep a citizenry trapped as prisoners. Death to a nation state. Open borders now. Yeah, I mean, we act like we have open borders, but we don't actually have open borders, because go ahead and try to get out of this country and see if you can get out. So that's a valid point. Very valid point, DC. And let's shout out the Rumble real fast. Mr. Worthless Eater, thank you so much. Vahalex, good to see you. And Jesse Weeg, 28, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, along with, who else is in here? What is that? What is it? Whipple Dingle. That's quite a name. Riley Martin, good to see you. The Crazy Puppet and a Dingo ate me, baby. Thank you guys so much for joining me over on the Rokfin this morning. Okay, do me a favor, hit that like button. Make sure you're sharing this out, and I'm getting the hell out of here because I got dirt to go play in, right? I got some starts I got to get planted, and but I'm glad to be back. I mean, I enjoy the few days off I have, but I'm so lost without a purpose. And my purpose is to bring you guys nonsense news every Monday and Wednesday and Saturday. So I will be back to do that. Let's see, Wednesday morning, for sure, Wednesday morning. And then Oz and I will be back with Beauty and the Boomer. What is this? Okay, I'm going to pull the trigger. Let's see what Oz has sent us. Oh, yeah, I love this song. Good choice. Oh, look at the seagulls. I was out feeding the seagulls at the beach on Friday. Nice. Oh, we like our Leonard friends. I'm going to let the whole thing play. I don't normally give you guys the whole thing. Very 80s outfit. Does anybody really know what time it is?
I was walking down the street one day. A man came up to me.
Okay, we'll let Oz play the rest of it because he always does some kind of finale at the end. But we'll be running that on Saturday night for Beauty and the Boomer. So if you want to see the whole thing, you got to join us on Saturday night. I love the graphics on it, Oz. Great job. The avatars are wonderful. Okay, we are out of here, and we are going out with some Riders on the Storm. And let's see, who is this? Covered by Good Medicine. So I'm so glad to be back. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I will be back Wednesday morning. And just remember, you are always welcome at the trailer park unless you are a closed mind fool, and then you're not welcome. Anyways, have a good rest of your day. I will see you Wednesday.
Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this where we're thrown. Like a door without a bone, and an actor out on loan. Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. Brain is squirming like it's old. Take a long holiday, let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road, yeah. Take him by the hand, make him understand. The world on you depends, our life will never end. Gotta love your man, yes. Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into the south we're born.